YouTube side. How did I saw your message? I'm sorry. It's never fun when they change stuff on you like that. And the back pain, feel you on that too. Normally by the end of a 2-hour stream, I can barely walk. It's fun. Although, we did pick up the Chirp Duo thing. It's a TENS unit, and we've really been enjoying kind of experimenting with that TENS unit thing that has all the different muscle pads that you can put on different parts and use it. Caden Thunder's been using the hooey out of it. Really enjoys it. 5 rounds a day. Does the TENS unit, does it use electrical impulses? Is that how it works, or is it just vibration? It's electrical impulses? So your hair is going to be like standing on end here pretty soon. You're just going to be completely like transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulation.
It delivers mild electrical currents through the skin to stimulate nerves and reduce.
Yeah, Caden Thunder's like one step from just sticking a fork in a light socket for some muscle relief. Just electrical charge, just.
Did you know that you can actually get them like placed in your body?
Yeah, because there are some people that have them. They're embedded and they're rechargeable. Like now they have them where you can like lean against something in your chair and recharge the TENS units that are actually embedded, which is wild, right?
That's what I want.
You don't need one of those, Tater. You don't need one. Jennifer, thank you for hanging out with us while you can. Working on your birthday. Happy gosh dang birthday to you. Holy crap. Wait, Nick works at the zoo? I did not know this, Elise. You got lunch, got to see the elephants, enjoyed 78-degree weather. Heck, what does he do at the zoo? I need to know. Jennifer, there you go. Waking up to sunlight is just good for the soul. What's up, Real Broad, Fane? Good to see you all. Do you have that in your back, Risa? Is it the rechargeable one where there's like a pad that you just lean against and you can recharge it that way? Because that's fun. Favorite spring activity, that's what we're talking about today. Real Broad says gardening. Cake the Rogue, loading the kiln. There you go, nice. It's good to see everybody. Camping in the spring. Effulgent One, fishing, Karen. Fane, it's been good. It has been good, very busy. Totally Radical. Member for 4 months says, shout out to my mother. It's her birthday too. Happy gosh heckin' birthday. We got some birthdays going on here. They say it's your birthday, but at least anything mechanical. Oh, nice. Currently rebuilding a train engine. Wow. I think I've been on that train. It's like at STL. Mercy, getting to take the top off the Jeep. There you go. Risa, so now your 1% battery life tattoo makes sense. That's perfect. That is part. Do you have any complications with that being embedded with like flying and stuff like that? Real Broad can't wait to get your hands in the dirt with gloves. Of course, with gloves. With the gloves. Or just makes it sound like you're getting ready to bury some bodies, Real Broad. Hatter Yet sucks because you want to celebrate hitting 2K on YouTube, but your back is like, haha, not happening, you're too funny. I get it. You know, you do that at a time whenever it feels right and you'll actually be able to enjoy it, right? I've got a method though, a concoction that helps at least survive that time. And it is shot of 5-hour energy, little nibble of something else, and I make it the 2 hours. Afterwards I hurt like hooey, but I can make it for those 2 hours and not really feel too much of it. SOS, not being buried in clothes. Oh, having to layer under those folding winter layers. Yeah, I get it. But you know what? Like I like layering. I do. Like even now, it's like 70 something degrees here today, and I'm like, oh, light jacket. I like to layer. You know what I mean? I like the thin jacket. Diana Galvin, I am on TikTok as well. Yes, we all there. Traveling to Myrtle Beach with your niece, Chelsea. That's a cool one. That's very cool. Elise, yeah, it's been a long time since we've been, but man, we need to get Navy Thunder back there. Puddle jumping, Christina, there you go. Snowmobiling adventures with Pam. I do, and I like wardrobe options. I do, you know? Ever since I was a little kid, like when when I was a little kid, I was like Navy, only I wanted to dress up with like little suits and stuff. You know what I mean? Well, I've always been that kid. I don't know. Being in the sun, Mama Gov. Terabyte mine this year is going to be to get this baby out. Risa laying on the grass with coffee and a book. Real Feel says it's 83 in St. Louis, at least. That's bonkers. I don't know what the Real Feel is here. You know what it is?
What is it?
What the Real Feel? What the feels like temperature is?
Here?
Yeah. It says it's 77, like actual temp, so.
I'm looking.
I'm pulling it up too.
Okay. I'm still on my Sedona weather.
Sue Becca, how did you get dressed this morning? What numbers? Pants, socks, shoes, shirt? Oh, you're talking about the Thunder and Spark podcast? Same as always. Same as always. The undies are first, obviously, but then it's pants, socks, shoes, shirt. Ben 10 dropping the $5 super on the YouTube side. Dusty and Navy Thunder was playing peekaboo and Dusty got hurt and went to ICU. That's entirely possible. That sounds like a realistic thing that could happen. Hatter dropping the 5 says Hatter does not do spring activities. If going to cons is vendor counts, it does. I mean, if that's when the majority of the cons happen, I'd say that's your spring activity. Walks with Bestie and her littles now that it's getting warmer. Jen, there you go. Taking walks. You got filtered for saying I was a snazzy dresser? Real broad? It happens. Snazzy apparently is one of those words. I don't know why I'm saying it out loud. Seeing that it is a sus word. A sus one. I don't know. She got filtered out, so.
Who makes this list?
I don't know. What's up, Ellen? Real feel there. Candy CLKB is 23 degrees. Nope. Nope. We, when it's nicer out, do a nightly walk with the doggos and the kiddos. And it's been a minute since we've been able to do that. So being able to get back into that is very liberating. Liberating. Zoo time with nephew when you get time. Aunt Sue, that's awesome. Camping, Ellen, there you go. Spring break week. Spring break week, ours is next time. Ben 10 with the 5 said, Dusty, is it true that me, a parent, is an honor and a privilege? And did you get the joke? I did. And yes, it is. It is an honor and a privilege. It is, it's always. And we do have that spicy little nugget, little life sentence, Candy Thunder says, which is also accurate. We do have the spicy little nugget Navy Thunder with us today. She's currently in her me time. She's watching a show. She's enjoying her solitude at the moment. I dare not poke that bear. But at some point,
Disrupt.
she will be willing and ready to come over and say hi. Luthvia, finally able to jump on. Heck, time zone struggles. I get it. A little life sentence, yeah. Oh, you gotta do some syringe feeding of your sick rabbit, Ellen. That's fun. I think the only thing that I've ever had to syringe feed was that hummingbird that got stuck in our garage and sat there until it basically exhausted itself, and we had to bring it back to life with some sugar water. Is that what it was? Sugar water?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to do that with our dog. It got really sick. I don't think it was parvo, but it was something similar.
Yeah.
When she was tiny, and we had to syringe feed.
Syringe feed a dog from a parvo-like sickness. Parvo, man, is terrible.
She was very little.
It's just terrible. Becca, you thought yesterday was Wednesday? Oh man. Supposed to get bad weather this weekend. We're at a high risk for the T word. At least, yeah, it's super cool. Now Friday is supposed to be the day, and we're gonna be.
We'll be gone.
We'll be taking off probably. Hopefully, not encountering it during takeoff. That'd be great. That'd be great. Giggling Ellen and me and low budget self finally became a member. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' fam. Glad to have you. To those who listened to the Jade Necklace story today, surely I'm not the only one who wants to buy OP a drink. That was, Yeah, I remember. The storm should be by you on Saturday, Chris. That's not fun. I don't know. So this is, I'm already talking to my therapist about like spring storms coming in because my issues were triggered by severe weather. So I mean, I'm trying to like prepare ahead of time and make sure that I know how to deal whenever things do get nasty. Put the scratcher down, Hatter. I know. Start playing with it. I gotta put it over there. It's gonna get taken away from me one way or another. Walks in the evening, Gemma? Yeah. Not having to wear so many layers. Having options. But you know what? Like when it gets hot, I'm not down for the hot either because you can only strip down so far. Legally. You can only strip down so far. Tony Spark's been wearing shorts since it turned 60 degrees though. It's 60, no, it's 40. Is 40 degrees the turning point for shorts, Tony Spark? 40 degrees. What's up, Myra? Amanda O'Hearn, haven't seen the lives in a while. Hey, we're here. The FYP, doesn't love us as much as it used to, but we're still here. We're still kicking. Still kicking. Menopause, Will. Ellen 90? Holy cow. Picnic after biking? That sounds fun, Gabriella. No. Elise, are you getting static? No frickin' way. No frickin' way. We can't do it. It was just briefly?
I don't hear anything.
No. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the base scene here. We'll go to the
No more graphics.
no more graphics, no more nothing, no more music, no more nothing. Hopefully it's okay. Hopefully we stay stable here, and I'll just dive right in, and we'll get covering as much as we can, and hopefully nothing goes. Hopefully we stay stable here, and I'll just dive right in, and we'll. Well, so you might be hearing a little bit of an echo because
From me, yeah.
Yeah, that's Caden Thunder turning her
The sound.
the laptop up, just doing a sound check. So hopefully we're okay. Let's dive right in. Welcome to the Gosh Heckin' stream, everybody. Coming up, we have stories about disrespectful dinner guests, warning exes about their partners, co-parenting dilemmas, hiding financial problems from partners, fish dinners versus steak dinners, tense living situations, and we also have a cake story and spicy stories. Hey-yo. First goal is 3K bolts on the TikTok side for a Caden Thunder appearance. On the YouTube side, we have a super goal of 10 supers. I think it's 2 and up. To get a spicy story going. I think there's confetti involved with that as well. On the TikTok side, we also have a likes goal of 300K and a shares goal of 1800, which we are tracking with the bars right up here. So you'll be able to follow along with us and track those, at least on the TikTok side. Make sure you're subscribed on the YouTube side to stay up to date on all the latest content. Subscribing over there is free. It's different from what they call it on the TikTok side. The latest episode of Thunder and Spark is out now. I was lovingly messing with Tony Spark while he was preparing the doc, and we were looking at the doc at the same time, and I could see where he was typing, so I got on there and typed too, and I renamed it Thunder and Even Spark, just to mess with him, and I think he really appreciated it. Make sure you check that out on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. If you've already watched it, let us know what you thought of it, please. TikTok is backity back, still working out some kinks, but it's backity back. So if you haven't been able to renew your subscription or recharge coins yet, you should be able to now as long as your app is up to date. Reminder, there will be no live on Sunday, March 16th. We are getting out of Dodge Friday morning, and we're gonna enjoy a few days of being unplugged in solitude and see what happens with that. Of course, we'll have the kids, so that'll be fun.
If I don't get away, I might die.
Mama needs a vacation. Reminder today, keep chat positive and respectful. Everybody, of course, is allowed to have their own opinion. We all have our different worldviews based on how we got to this moment. But it costs absolutely nothing to be a DFHB. So when you're sharing your opinion, make sure you do it respectfully. There's no reason to fight. There's no reason to sling mud at someone else. And there's absolutely no reason to spoil a story that you already know the ending to. So
The teens are not going to unplug.
the teens will not be unplugged. We could force, unless we get into an area with absolutely no service whatsoever, then they'll be unplugged by force. And with that, get out your gosh heckin' brooms. Kitty Cat Queen, there you go. Almost sounded relaxed. It is going to be relaxing. It's going to be great. We're going to have a good time. Mandy found the stream on YouTube instead of TikTok today. Follow it on both. Hey-o. Well, you have to let us know which one you like better. Mom, do you have a charger? LOL. Mom.
Oh, for sure.
You have a charger? Yeah, we'll have the battery packs there. Angel dropping the $2 superset. How much does it cost to be an astronaut? Not much. I mean, being an astronaut is a pretty cheap thing to do, I think. Methinks so.
Just one black heart.
One what?
Black heart.
One black heart. That's the cost. That's it. Brown chicken brown brown.
Black spot. Like Once Upon a Time.
Oh.
When it spreads. Every time you're an asshole, you get a little spot gets a little bigger.
It's the evil, like, growing on you? Is that what it is? Okay.
That's what it was in Once Upon a Time.
All right, we're going to dive into the first story. We're already at 1950, a 3K on the Bolts Gold. That'll get Caden Thunder up here, so let's rock and friggin' roll here. Hey, it's Dusty Thunder with an AITA story for you. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Friend That I Was Done Inviting Her to Parties? What is your vote based on title alone? Done inviting her to parties. I mean, there's obviously a reason for it. There's a reason. Are you going to try to boot up a poll?
Oh, I can't.
We can just do it through comments. It's fine. We can do it this way.
If it'll let me do it, I will do it.
Done inviting her to parties. You know what? I'm going to go NTA on this. I'm probably wrong, so don't let me lead you astray.
All right, it started.
But, okay, Candy Thunder just started the interactive poll on the TikTok side. Going with that, I have all kinds of fidgets over here today. I've got my red flag. I've got my actual sensory fidget thing. I've got my lightning bolt. I've got my scratcher. I have so many toys over here. I'll be fidgeting along. I feel like raging against the entire world today. Angel, oh boy. Oh boy. Mama Gov, title again was Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Friend That I Was Done Inviting Her to Parties? Done inviting her to parties. Put them down and step away. This one's okay. This one is like it's called an Ono. Has a little case and everything. It's fancy. I do need a basket. I need my sensory basket. I just keep it kind of spread out on my desk right now. Jordan going out on a limb and saying ESH. That's probably the best guess here. We'll find out. We're at 2072, a 3K on there. Bailey Chapman dropping the bolts, getting ready to pass a hundo. Jen here, Mandy as Blunda, Ashtay, Tiny Niche, Victoria, Brittany, and Ross dropping the 158 bolts. Annie with the roses. Tiny Niche again there. Annie again with more roses. Real Broad dropping the heart me. Melly Mel, Kathleen, Angel Arsenic. In the Gosh Heck and Fam on the TikTok side, hell yeah. Scarlet, Sky, Tammy Lee, Annie again, Brittany F, Misty Joe dropping the 34 bolts, Bailey Chapman with the heart me, Marisa subscribing for the first time. Welcome to the Gosh Heck and Fam on the TikTok side. Zena, Jennifer Jago, So, NASR, Bree, Misty Joe, Crystal Williams, Carm, Marisa again there, Shani Hands, Shani. I'm gonna just screw it up until I know for 100% certain. Brittany Ann Ross dropping the 51. Mama Allie with a 200. Madra Catalina. Shenanigans Ada. Brittany Ann Ross Catherine. Mama Allie. Bailey Chapman again. They're dropping the 375. Adventures with Pam with the 113. Dahlia Santa Sue Missy Ashtay Wonder Woman. Adventures with Pam. You guys are awesome. Diving in. Here we go here. So it was, we got NTAs. We got ESH. 73% NTA. Okay. Wendy Taylor just passed a hundo. Jen here's dropping them too. Hey, yo, rockin' and rollin'. All right, title again was Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Friend That I Was Done Inviting Her to Parties? I, 22 female, throw a lot of dinner parties, like a ton. I love to cook, so I always put food on the table, and I'm a pretty good chef, I'd say. One of my friends comes to all of them. The problem is, she takes all the leftovers.
What?
ISTG, what does ISTG mean? Oh, ISTG. Every single time there's a scrap left, she takes it. And I appreciate that she doesn't want to waste food. That's not the problem. The problem is I want some leftovers too. So I told her when we were eating this time, hey, don't take the leftovers, okay? And she was like, yeah, sounds good. Fast forward to the end of the party, she takes the gosh heckin' leftovers. When I noticed later that night, I text her, hey, if you can't stop taking the leftovers, I'm not going to invite you anymore. She says, okay. Next time that she comes over for a dinner party, I remind her when we're eating, don't take the leftovers. She says, okay. When she's about to leave, I was sitting near the table. Guess what I see? She's taking the freaking leftovers.
What is she doing?
So I tell her if she couldn't listen to a boundary that I set, the clear consequence that I discussed with her was that she would not be invited to any more dinner parties. She said that it wasn't fair that she couldn't have some, and she was only taking a little bit this time. I'm not sure if that's true, but I told her I didn't want her to take any. She says, okay, and puts them back. Fast forward to the next time I hosted a party, she is not invited. Apparently she found out through the grapevine, makes sense, we share quite a few friends, and she got pissed as hell, saying she put them back and I should have invited her again. I think she might be right. Am I the astronaut?
What?
I don't even know where to go with this. Like, okay, put myself in OP's shoes here for a second. You're a host. You're doing a lot of work for people, right? And you have the one friend that takes all the leftovers every time, which there has to be some kind of coordination, right? Like, is she bringing her own Tupperware? Is she bringing her own doggy bag? You know what I mean? She's like, it's okay. I brought my own container. She scrapes everything into it and slides out the door. If that's the case, it's not okay. If you were aware of this because she was like, hey, I'd like to take some leftovers. Is that okay? And you're like, oh, sure. Let me give you a container, you know, like our moms would. It's like, here, this container's for you. Take what you want. Then it's a different situation, which you kind of enabled along the way, right? But no matter what, you created this boundary. You're like, hey, please don't. And she's like, okay. And then she went against her word right then. And at that moment, she uninvited herself. You are NTA as far as I am concerned, but we're going to be able to get Mama Thunder's feedback on this as well because you all unlocked her. So let me give some thanks for hitting that goal real quick, and then we'll get Tater Thunder up here and give her thoughts on this as well. I don't think Tater would appreciate somebody taking food that she was looking forward to enjoying. You know what I mean? Can I get a list from you? Let me get a list. We'll give some thanks, and then we'll get her feedback here too. In particular order here, on the number one spot is Bailey Chapman at 575. Then we got Mama Allie at 293 and Wendy Taylor at 280. Then we got Ross Chick, Ella, Marissa, and Bella, aka Mary Misfit, Mama Jen here, Niche, Elise Kutch, Adventures with Pam, Geeky Fane, Anna Hartman, Ameldine Shepard, Trisha G, Aunt Sue, Jennifer Jago, Misty Joe, Carm J1, Mandy Chastain, Vita Green, Real Broad Zuba, Bloom and Breathe. Ashtag, Candy Thunder, Shani Hands, okay. Hey, Tony Spark, will you help me keep an eye out for S-I-A-N-Y. S-I-A-N-Y. What was it, Shiny?
She said pronounced like...
Sharny. Okay. Sharny. Sharny Hands. Thank you so much. I know you've answered before and I didn't see it last time. Sharny Hands. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful name and I just don't want to butcher it. T-Bird 83, Dahlia Santa, God's Blessed Wonder Woman, Jerry Lee Go Forth, Love Lee Mel, Green Bean. Thank you so much, guys.
Green bean.
Green Bean. I read that very dramatically.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for helping us hit that. We're going to bounce over to the next one, which is going to unlock Tony Spark and a cake story and confetti. Tony plus cake story plus confetti. You over there clearing your throat, getting ready for your moment, Tater Thunder?
I've got something in my tonsil.
You got the frog? I got a water right here. Oh, you got yours. Got stuff in your tonsil holes? That's the worst.
I'm trying to eat a Belvita bar.
Velveeta bars are the worst about getting stuck, like in your throat and in your teeth. And they're delicious, but my goodness.
I didn't realize the proximity to the hitting the goal.
Gotta wash that down real quick. Angel dropping the 2 said leftovers are that damn good. Where's my invite? Right? Apparently it's really, really good food. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the heat lamps on for her. Tater Thunder.
Oh my God, it's Tater Thunder.
No, Candy doesn't share food unless I box up leftovers for you specifically.
don't take my shit. I don't understand why she, like, even if it was that she didn't have food at home and she needed food, like, why wouldn't you say something instead of, yeah, sounds good, or okay, for
Instead
sure.
of lying about it.
And then just taking it still. And she's like, I'm not taking them all, but, like, I know, is she bringing her leftovers? Like, is she smuggling it in her purse? Is it like a sandwich bag? I need, like, specific details so I can really understand what's happening.
But then she still, I want to know the Tupperware situation. Like, that's where, if she's bringing her own Tupperware, it's nefarious as hell, right? It's like she's bringing a giant bag. She's in there with Hermione's handbag, and she's pulling out like a giant Tupperware thing. She's like scooping it all in. And what is she doing with those? Is that what she eats on for like the rest of the week? Like, what is the why behind it?
I would never take leftovers from a get-together unless they were given to me specifically by the host. So, like, our moms. Or, like, take what you want kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would never take leftovers from a dinner party kind of thing. Like, I would just, I don't know, like, it just feels wrong. Unless somebody asks specifically if you would like to take that home.
Yeah. And I don't think that we would ever even ask, let alone just take stuff. Like, just taking stuff is wild. Yeah. Not even asking. Like, asking first, getting permission, and then that's something. I think asking, I don't know, how do you guys feel about asking? Is it okay if you're at a dinner thing to ask if you could take leftovers, or does the host have to offer?
I will offer. I will give. Thank you.
Stuck in your glasses crease.
I'll give away the majority of our food because we just don't eat leftovers well. Like, we don't get through them.
We're terrible.
And I always ask him, like, do you guys want me to keep this or do you want me to throw it out? And him and Ava are like, yeah, keep it. I might eat it. We never eat it.
Yeah, we never do.
I'm not a big leftover person.
We're terrible about leftovers. Just terrible.
Unless it's like taco meat or something, because then I want to keep that.
You can make nachos, yeah. If it's one of those things that's a modular meal that you can do like a number of different ways, that's one thing. But
this is so awkward though. Like, can you imagine calling someone out as they're on their way out the door with their smuggled leftovers, and you're like, bitch, sit down. I know you got my food.
Empty your pockets, bitch.
Yeah. I would, like, I don't know. I mean, good on her for setting a boundary and, like, expecting her to be, like, I don't know. I just can't imagine going in someone's kitchen and being like, that looks like it belongs to me. I'm going to take it. And then just taking it. That feels so wrong on so many levels.
Couple of good points here. Real broad, like Thanksgiving leftovers, they go home with the guest. That's understandable.
For sure, yeah. There's so much food.
But normally the host initiates that, right? And yeah, there's some cultural differences too. There was a comment about being Italian. Oh, there it was. It just scrolled back up. Oh goodness, there's some clicky stuff going on. Oh, I don't know how that got lifted.
Well, I did it.
Should I go newlywed? Or should I go newly? We're Italian, too much food, everyone gets leftovers. Maybe she's Italian too and assumed. So if there are some cultural situations where there's always an assumption, that could feed into this, and that would definitely make it more sense.
That would make sense on the first time, but not the next two times when she was specifically asked not to take it.
That's true. And then said okay, and then smuggling plums.
Yeah, when we do family stuff, like get-togethers, everybody takes them home. Like, say, for instance, my family, like my mom, our family, my sister's family, my brother, like, they would all take that home and share it and whatever, whoever wants what. But I just can't imagine. I would be like, if this was me, like, looking at, like, Phoebe's thing, and she's like, let me see. Lint, don't want that. But it would be, let me see your purse. Let me check.
There's just a general assumption if Caden Thunder goes to her folks' house that she's coming back with food of some kind.
Every time.
A lot of times it's, hey, my mom is making this. I'm going down there. Do you want me to bring you back some? I'm like, sure. That sounds great.
My mom, I love going to my parents for dinner.
And
it's my favorite thing.
Your mom enjoys it.
Yeah.
Like your mom still enjoys like.
Yes.
Doing
but I also
that,
try to reciprocate too.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Of course. I don't want to make it sound like you're just over there eating dinner every night.
I mean, I totally.
You would. On meatloaf night, nothing's gonna hold her back. I'll put it that way. Meatloaf, real broad. We also have disinvited a couple that would take home unopened wine. Oh, wait, bottles that they brought as a gift, but then it didn't get opened, so they would take it with them. Angel dropping the $2 super said leftovers make the best breakfast. Amen to that. Heck yeah. Ma, make the meatloaf. Heck yeah. Hey, we're at 1301 to 25 hundo already. You guys are dropping bombs over here on the finger hearts. Saeed dropping the hearts. Kathleen, Jerry, Jen here. Jenner. Jen here dropping a whole lot more. Jenner again there. Kathleen, Jennifer Jago, Kick the Road dropped 238 of the finger hearts. Holy mackerel. Thank you. Kathleen dropping hearts there as well. Brittany and Ross, Cake the Rogue, Elise, Bailey Chapman dropped 3 hundo. On top of that, Justina Jones Fadesy. That's not how your name goes there. Justina. Sorry. It was a habit. Elise dropping some there as well. Skittles, Cake the Rogue, Red R Duck, Candy Koala, Celestial, Brittany and Ross dropping the hundo. Both Bailey Chapman with Chasing the Dream. Saw that one. Thank you. Very, very cool. Very cool. Howard. Wait, who's Howard? Howard?
No Big Bang Theory.
Also, I can't wait for Caden Thunder to come make an appearance today because he's got one of my favorite shirts on today. Really, really enjoy it. Really enjoy it. Okay, we're going to dive into our next story here. And by the way, TikTok, we are focused on unlocking Tony Spark, a cake story, and confetti. Hello! Hey, Caden Thunder, can you jump up? Okay, we're going to dive into the next story that we have here. This is from the AITA subreddit, and the title of this one is, Am I the Astronaut for Not Warning My Ex About His New Partner? So based on title alone, let's go ahead and cast our vote. Am I the astronaut for not warning my ex about his new partner? Man, it's... By the by, I recorded some offline stories yesterday and a bunch of member exclusive stories. So I basically banked like a whole bunch of story readings since we're going to be gone the next week. So you have a whole bunch of stories to read while we're gone. So, and Caden Thunder will have a whole bunch to edit while we're gone as well. And there was kind of a reverse situation here where the ex had shown up. And the question was like, should I reach out to the ex's partner? This is the reverse. This is, should I warn my ex about his new partner? Am I the astronaut for not warning my ex about his new partner? I'm going NTA on this, but it definitely could be swayed up the scale very quickly by if it's something serious, if it's something for real. Bye guys.
Sorry.
Yo, you're fine. You're fine. I'm going NTA. So, so we don't have the interactive poll going right now. Just go ahead and comment with your vote. Am I the astronaut for not warning my ex about his new partner? We had some visitors pop into the agency. Bye. We had some visitors pop in, and Tony Spark had left his post, and Caden Thunder had to dismount and get up there and how socially awkward was that for you?
It wasn't socially. I just asked him what I could help him with, and they were just wanting to chat.
Oh.
I was like, that's not something I can help you with.
That's not something I can help. We want to talk. Oh, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that.
Unfortunately, that is not in my area of expertise. Please come back at another date when I am not.
Yeah. Sweet memories. You think you've heard the other story about the ex showing up? Cool. So I just read that, I think, this morning, and I think it was a VIP story. So if you're one of the members of the fam, you'll get to see that here soon. Anise, first time joining live on time. Hey-o, there you go. Mrs. H.H., not your business. Could get messy if you get involved. That's always the risk, right? It's always the risk. I think I try to put myself in the partner's shoes. In this case, it would be put yourself in the ex's shoes. Would you want to know? Would you want somebody to tell you and warn you about stuff? NTA, ESH, ask on 3. NTA, let's see. Okay, let's dive in and find out. Giggling Ellen says, I'm thinking it's Ask on 3. Let's see here. Just over a year ago, I-35 female was engaged and totally in love. However, a few days before the wedding, he, 42 male, dramatically called off the whole thing. This was after I asked if we could have some therapy, as I was finding some of his behaviors increasingly disrespectful, despite my attempts to tackle it. But he responded by flipping out and sent all the cancellations to the guest without even consulting me, and lots of other unkind and over-the-top behavior, which I felt was really unnecessary and really hurt me.
Damn.
Hold up. So you asked to go to therapy before getting married, and he responded by sending cancellations to your wedding out to everybody without talking to you first? I think that's called a tantrum. And I think you dodged a bullet.
I think that's called bye.
You think it's called bye?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, bitch.
I was totally devastated and tried to make him come around, but he wouldn't. So eventually I stopped trying and just focused on rebuilding my life without him. I was then shocked and, to be honest, pretty gutted when just 3 months after our breakup, he was engaged to someone new, and just another 3 months after that, married to her. Ooh. How could you not be hurt by that? I mean, obviously you guys weren't right for each other, but you can't help but feel like something's wrong with you. Are we getting static reports again? No. It's called a man-child Amber Hickey? No. I was then shocked and, to be honest, oh, no, just read that. I know for sure that they did not know each other before we broke up, so it was not because they were having an affair. Can you really ever truly know that, though? I think it was just a rebound thing, and because he really wants to have a family ASAP, so he just went for it. It so happens that I know her, 35 female, vaguely from a couple of years ago, and I don't think very highly of her. She was often really miserable and would bring the happy energy of a room down as soon as she walked in. Oh, she's a dark cloud. She was highly defensive, taking mostly anything anyone says to her, no matter how well-intentioned, in the wrong way. So despite us being the same age and in the same community, I never bothered to befriend her, as she was just not my sort of person. She seemed to have a particular dislike of me and made a couple of passive-aggressive comments toward me. I don't know what spurred it, but I didn't care enough to pull her up on it. I assumed she was just miserable in herself, so it wasn't something that I could take too personally. I never gave her another thought until a couple of years later when she married my ex. I didn't say anything to anyone when my ex got engaged or married. I thought it seemed like a strange choice, but thought maybe they'll work it out, as I don't know her well enough to know what nice qualities she has. When they were engaged, a couple of people who knew both me and her wanted me to contact her to warn her about his behavior toward me, but I felt I couldn't predict if he would treat her with the same disrespect, so I didn't want to involve myself, and I just wanted to concentrate on moving on. Good choice there. Because number one, I think if you're the ex and you're reaching out to warn the new partner, and it's not like not something that has happened recently, like during their relationship, you've got no place reaching out, and then you just seem like you can't let go. Recently, just a few months into their marriage, I bumped into him. We were both shocked to see each other, made polite small talk. He did not look in good shape, and I could see, even though he was faking a smile, that he was actually really down. He said he was married, and I said I was aware, and wouldn't have put them together, but was glad he found somebody. I was about to wrap it up and go when he asked what I meant by I wouldn't have matched them, and if I knew her. I was surprised she had never told him that she knew me, so I said yes and told him how we met. He asked if I had known, as apparently other people did but failed to warn him, that she'd been diagnosed with a host of mental health conditions and personality disorders. Apparently it was common knowledge, but everybody had kept quiet or assumed that she had told him herself. I said I did not know, but it did not surprise me to hear. He then got emotional and said I must have known he didn't realize what she's actually like and not warned him out of spite. I said it's not my responsibility at all. He left me, and what he chose to do with his life after that was none of my business. But his reaction was so emotional, it's made me think. Even though he was an asshole for leaving me, should I have warned either of them about the other and intervened to save two assholes from making each other even more miserable? Her mental health issues have exasperated since the wedding, apparently. Am I the astronaut in the sense that I should have given it more thought and said something to either of them before they got married? I'm going to back this off. I'm going to back this off and see if that helps any.
Getting a whole new setup.
Burn it to the ground. So the question is, am I the astronaut in the sense that I should I have given it more thought and said something to either of them before they got married? I don't think so. I don't think so. Number one, yeah, I agree here, Lily, and that is, you wouldn't have been taken seriously, number one. You would not have been taken seriously. It would not have been something that they would have listened to you about, because you would just be the scorned ex, right? In both occasions, in saying that to his new partner, hey, watch out for being treated like shit because of XYZ, or trying to warn him about her, you'd seem like the scorned, jealous ex. So I don't think there's any way that you could be taken seriously by them, number one. And him putting this on you is a dickhead move. Him being like, you just didn't warn me out of spite. Like, no, it's not my job. You're a big boy. I mean, contrary to your actions that ended our relationship, sending out the cancellations to everybody, you're a big boy. You can make your own messes and you can clean your own messes up. It's not your responsibility, OP. And I don't think you have a responsibility to save two assholes from each other. I don't think so. Jenny with the ice cream cone with the $2. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll toss it over there. I'll toss it over there and find out. Sounded like a cell interference kind of thing. Could be. Here, can we put that over on Caden's desk? Good for her for staying out of it. That's what you would have done. Mother Trucker, you've warned several people and was 100% correct every time. None listened. I think that's the trouble, right? Getting people to listen. Like if you want to warn, and why didn't they listen, Mother Trucker? Because you couldn't be taken seriously because you were previously involved, like we talked about. Callie Knight, take accountability for what you did, bro.
Sorry. I was like, I don't have either one of them.
There you go.
Thank you.
Is Monkey Butt hanging out here?
Yes.
Okay, you just tell her to grab me if she needs me.
She's good.
Okay. I've got my phone on Do Not Disturb, and it is...
It's good. It's good.
Okay. Not your circus, not your monkeys. Seems like she was screwed anything she does. It is a Kobayashi Maru. Like, you don't have a good choice there, but meddling in other people's relationships and trying to prevent them from making mistakes. It's kind of like, even as a parent, you got to let your kids make their own mistakes, right? You have to let people make their own mistakes, unless it's like a bestie or somebody that you're really close with, or a family member that's willing to listen. And I think that's the most important part here. Are they willing to listen? Number one. That kind of is a fork on the road that would help determine whether or not you have any shred of responsibility to let them know. Would they listen? Ellen, first off, having mental disorders doesn't mean that you will be selfish or an insufferable person. I have 2 severe mental disorders and I'm not insufferable. I'd like to think that I'm a good person. Glad you brought that up, because I'm focused here at the end of the story, and that is a very important part of this story where he's like, well, you didn't warn me that she has diagnosed mental disorders. Well, you know what? Even if OP did, what does that have to do with the price of tea in China, right? That still doesn't make it her responsibility. Also, in his shoes here, just because she has a diagnosis doesn't mean that anything is wrong with her and that she's going to be tough to have a relationship with, so long as she's aware and does what she needs to do to live with that, right? She intentionally withheld the information from him. That's between them. That is all between them. It's still got nothing to do, but that doesn't, from his angle, he thinks like just because she received those labels, it automatically means she's going to be a terrible person. If that was the case, wouldn't he have seen those terrible things and been able to reverse engineer the labels? He marched her down the aisle within 6 months. It's on him. Yeah, I got no idea, guys. How bad is it? Tony Spark?
It's not. Everybody's still
Not terrible? Okay. We're gonna keep pushing through until it gets to a point where it's just
push any buttons.
absolutely terrible. The only button I have pushed was the one to get me back to the base scene here. I won't do red flags or anything.
Yeah, leave it right there.
I won't do nothing. I will do nothing at all. Nothing.
Also, it's a very hot mic, so it picks up everything, so people could be hearing some of that.
It is a hot mic that picks up everything.
From people in the
I'm backing off the gain a little bit. We'll see if that'll help. See if it'll help at all. Okay, so it's NTA. I don't think it was her place to do anything. Damn it, I hit a button. Sorry. It's NTA. It was not her place to do anything. It's not her responsibility, not her circus, not her monkeys. On either side. And I think a lot of people are in this position where they see two people that probably shouldn't be together and probably feel some kind of beholdenness to reach out and save them from that train wreck. But would they listen, number one? And most of the time the answer is no. It's not the hot mic. Can you buy cool mics? Yeah, called dynamic. This is a condenser, so it's just ultra boosty. Ultra boosty. Much better, kitty cat queen. Good. Okay, cool. Cool. It's all the rustling. There's keyboard clicky clackings going on that the audio system would probably garble a little bit too. We are at 2025 of 25 hundo right now in the Finger Hearts, which, as a reminder, unlocks Tony Spark, a cake story, and confetti. Hey, Navy Thunder. Whenever we shoot confetti off in a little bit, do you want to help? Yeah, okay. All right, we'll let you know when it's time, okay? Did you hear that little munchkin voice? Okay. Can't save anybody who doesn't want to be saved, Jen. There you go. I know I gotta stop touching buttons. I'm sorry. I'm a button presser. That's what I do. Ugh. Ellen, I would agree. Yeah, being absolutely open, I think, is a great teaching moment, right? And a great, we were talking about this actually, we did record The Imperfect Storms last night, episode 2. We finally got it done, finally did. And a good part of the conversation is actually living there about openness, about struggles. And I think today, we have better awareness, and I want to say better access, but maybe that's not the case, to mental health tools and resources than we have ever had before. And that makes me pity the past. But I'm thankful to be where we're at now, where we can have the awareness and the education to better ourselves and better our relationships. And yeah, I'm thankful for that. And it gives me some hope for the future. You would think, since we have so much access to like all the mental health education and tools now, that we as a people would be getting along better. You would think. All right, let's dive in to the next one there. Oh, we hit the goal.
Don't push any buttons.
I'm not going to push any buttons for music or anything. We'll make our own music, okay? We'll make our own music. We'll do that. But we did hit a goal. I got to give some thanks for that. And do you want to jump up after this next story or before?
I'll jump.
After? Are you going to get feedback on it? No. I think the people want to hear some Tony Spark feedback. Am I right?
Well,
Am I right?
we don't always get what we want in life. That's a life lesson.
What if you try? Sometimes you just might find you'll get what you need. And they need some Tony Spark feedback. In the number one spot for hitting the bolt goal, not the bolt goal, the finger heart goal here, is Steph in Technicolor, actually tied in the number one spot at 3.1K with Kathleen Hans. You two are right there. You're right, gosh heckin' there, in the number one spot, tied at 3.1K. Holy cow. Cake the Rogue in the number 3 spot at 2.6K. What a crazy number to be in the number 3 spot at. Cake the Rogue, you rock. Bailey Chapman at 1.8K, same thing. Number 4. Like, it's a crazy high number to be at number 4. You guys are awesome. Then we got Jen here, Jennifer Jago, Elise Kutch, another film person, A.K. Mary, Candy Thunder, Ashley Page, Angel Love, Cessations, Aunt Sue, Cece Bone, Hazy May, Real Broadzuba, Ashte, Taylor Witch, Justina, Dahlia Santa, Celestial Tumblers, Rex and Effect, Christmas Museum Girl, Ross Chick, that SRT4 chick, and Jerry Lee Go Forth. You guys are awesome. I'm not pushing buttons. I will not push buttons.
Do I need to get sticky notes and cover them up so you know?
Maybe. I just magnet here. I'm going to move my stream deck just over here.
Touch it too much, maybe that's all.
Moving the stream deck. Just moving it. Just gonna move it. I am gonna set a new goal though. I'll push buttons up here.
Tickets and hold them up instead of the graphic. It could be the graphic on the screen.
We need music though. Caden Thunder, next time we're doing like gifter thanks, can you beatbox behind us or sing some kind of little jubilous tune?
Yeah.
Where'd it go? I was like, that was awfully bass toned to be Caden Thunder. All right, the next thing we're going to unlock is a spicy story and Candy Thunder feedback. We have unlocked a cake story and confetti on top of the Tony Spark appearance that is pending here as well. Okay, let me get this set up. Okay, it was spicy story. Oh, this is the new one. Spicy story and candy feedback. Can we get some feedback? We're at 7 to 10 on the supers on the YouTube side, y'all. Joanne Harrison with the party blowers for 500 joules over there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, let's dive into the next story here. We're focused on paper cranes on the TikTok side. One hundo.
Okay, so you can read the cake story now.
Cake story? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a cake story for you. I got a button for it, but I'm not allowed to push it right now. Hatter dropping the 5 says, I know you're pain dusty. Every time I do a recording, all you hear are the fans from my computer, no matter where I set up my mic. I'm gonna hope it's not picking up something from, hell if I know at this point. Hell if I know. All right, question on this one is, am I the astronaut? I always make cakes for my niece's birthday. This year, I stayed at home. Based on title alone, let us know what you think. Am I the astronaut? I always make cakes for my niece's birthday. This year, I stayed at home. Assuming there's kind of context here that justifies this, I'm going in TA. I'm keeping it where it's at. It's a gamble. I understand, and I know what assumptions do, and that's probably the case here as well. Not just not making a cake, but staying home. So maybe I should be swinging harder up the ASCON scale here, but I'm going to stick with the NTA, and let's see where we land. Has it been better since I turned the mic down a little bit, by the way? Past like 3 minutes? No, or don't care?
There's no
I'm actively experimenting as we go here.
Just pretend it's not happening, and then let's just...
Hey, Cherie Bobby with the manifesting. That was baller. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Also, Bailey Chapman dropping paper cranes. Brittany and Ross. Kathleen, Bailey Chapman again there with the wishing cake. There you go. You did the cake animation for me. Thank you. Melissa Elliott. Celestial, Elise, Jerry, Kathleen with more paper cranes. Shell Bell, Real Broad, Melissa Elliott. I always want to say Missy Elliott. You got to get there. You got to get that all the time, right? Elise with the Dolphin, Stefan Technicolor with the finger hearts and the live on air. Bailey Chapman with the Chasing the Dream. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Sibling fight got caught in the kid got caught in the crossfire. That sucks. That does suck. Let's dive in and find out. Title again, Am I the Astronaut? I always make cakes for my niece's birthday. This year, I stayed at home. Since my niece 8 was born, I've always been asked to make a cake for her birthday. The first year went well, but the second year something happened and started a tradition that I hate. The smash cake in the face thing. The first time it was even funny. I can't deny that. The timing was perfect and we had plenty of other food too. No one was hurt. The cake landed on my sister's face and was just a plain blue cake with the words happy birthday written on it. Third year, my sister asked me for a Winnie the Pooh themed cake. Didn't think much of it and agreed again. Spent hours on this cake and made it 3 times because the first 2 versions were terrible and I couldn't find a way to save them. I'm not a professional, I just like it. When I brought this cake, I was proud. An hour later, my niece's face ended up in the cake. I tried to laugh with the others, but I felt frustrated. No one even tried it, and then the cake was just thrown away. It was the same over the next years. Each time my sister promised that this time they would eat the cake and not continue the tradition. Then I would bring the cake, she'd take a picture, stick my niece's head or hers in the cake, and throw it out while everyone else laughed. This year I'd had enough. I said I would not make a cake. My sister tried to convince me for weeks, sending me pictures with ideas for this year, but I kept saying no. I finally got pissed off and said that not only am I not making the cake, but I'm not gonna go to the birthday party either. I gave my niece a present a month before her birthday, and every time someone asked me, I said, I'm not going. Well, they still didn't believe me. The party was on March 1st, and from what I know from my cousin, everybody was waiting for me for 2 hours. They tried to contact me several times, but my phone was turned off. My niece started crying at one point, and my sister's husband finally ran to the store and bought the first cake he saw, but everyone was irritated. Instead of focusing on the party, they were discussing my absence. They also returned home earlier than usual. Timeouts! Timeouts! I can't press a button, but red flags, and just like whole red scene here. We're just gonna hold this up. You can look through it, and everything you see there will be red. Okay, I won't do that. I can't hold it the whole time. But the fact that this girl's parents, mom, we don't even know that dad knew. We know mom knew for sure. The fact that her parents knew the person who they were trying to coerce into making a cake, which is screwed up on its own, was not going to be there, said she wasn't going to be there. didn't have a backup cake, didn't go ahead and get a cake, did nothing, still gambled on their own egos, just pisses me right off. Not only is this extremely disrespectful to you, OP, because even though you created a boundary and you reinforced it several times, they were like, you'll cave, you'll be there. Went so far as to just not even getting their kid a cake. And what, now it's all your fault? It's all your fault that this kid didn't have a cake on her birthday? That's messed up. To be honest, I feel a little bad, and I'm no longer sure if I did the right thing. My sister always pays me for the cakes, and I really like my niece, but on the other hand, it annoys me to see my work and food go to waste like that. Edit. No, I didn't take money this time. No cake, no money. But yes, my sister only paid for the ingredients. Okay. No, the cake wasn't eaten before or after it was destroyed. Literally everything went in the trash, which is what hurts me the most. I hate wasting food like this. No, my niece does not hate this tradition. She never cried. She always laughed when it happened. No, from what I know, they didn't ruin the cake they bought because they weren't in the mood. Or there was no one there to belittle. So let's talk about this for a second. Do you think the only reason OP's sister did this was to knock OP down a peg? Was that the reason, or did she really do it because it was a fun tradition? But if that was the case, why would she say, we're not going to do it this year, we're going to eat it, and then lie, go against her word every time? They didn't want to waste their money. 100%. Okay. It was just a play to be able to knock her down a peg. And then that kind of feeds into her believing that no matter how many times she said she wasn't going to be there, like, oh, you'll cave. Oh, you'll be there. Or don't listen to her. She's just full of shit. She'll still be there. She would never do that to my little girl. But you would, Mom. That's messed up. That's hardcore messed up. I'm at NTA for UOP. I worried that I was going to be going a little bit the opposite direction because of the kid being harmed in this process, but that wasn't your choice. That was her bizzo mom's choice and potentially brozo dad's choice. You did not do that. You were very, very clear about your not being there. Don't feel bad for that. And unfortunately, everybody there might blame you, but you know the truth. And that's all that matters. Sucks. Sucks bad. What's up, Ava Thunder?
Hello.
Are you ready for our tryouts tonight?
No.
Oh, this is just second day of training for tryouts?
Well, we have a mock tryout. It's worse than the real tryout.
Ava Thunder is in the middle of the cheer tryouts process for next year. It's like they ended the season and had their banquet, and the next day started the tryout process for next year. Mock trials, yep. Doing mock trials. You originally said ESH, you're to NTA real broad? Yeah. Gosh, I mean, there's just so much that supports her needing to create a boundary here, and I understand her frustration, working her ass off for hours, and if she's making cake 3 times to try to get it to look right, what she's being compensated for the materials isn't even enough either, because she's spending sometimes 2 to 3 times that amount in ingredients. You're getting a lot of good luck wishes in chat, Ava Thunder. She says thank you. They're doing cheers. They're doing cheers in chat for you. They're doing cheers.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
There you go. There's also an element of this where a cake was harmed. Not just one. Several cakes were harmed. Several cakes were harmed even though they had been assured safety. I'm giving Mom an ASCOM 1 on this. I mean, what she did to you, OP, now being pretty convinced that this was an intentional just peg-knocking move on her part, and then after you created a boundary, just ignoring it, and then doing what she did to her kid. She's ASCOM 1 here. It's not okay. It's very disrespectful to both OP and her child. Oof. Candy Thunder sounds like she was right next to the microphone.
Nope.
No, she's way back there. Don't throw away the cake. Don't do it. Don't do it. We are at 9301 Hundo already on the paper cranes. I saw a bunch of stuff getting thrown down here also. Some really cool looking stuff. Lady Wren, Sonita Boudou, Lady Wren again with the Rosa, AM Harlequin, Brittany and Ross, Sherry Bobby, Bailey Chapman, Kathleen, Joanne Butthead. Kathleen, you get there. Bailey Chapman with paper cranes there too. Sae, Sherry Bobby, Kathleen. Later in with the Let Him Cook. Oh, also the Team Power say, heck yeah. Thank you guys so much for that. Cheeky Island Girl, Kathleen, see you there too. Thank you so much. Steph and Technical are going hard at those paper cranes. And you all have unlocked him, so let's go ahead and get him up here for a conversation. We've got... so Navy Thunder wanted to be part of this. Part of the confetti process. We got Tony Spark. We're going to bring him up here. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Spark. And then I'll get Navy and we'll throw some confetti at him. Yeah, it's a good idea. Tony Spark, ladies and gentlemen. No intro because I'm not allowed to push buttons.
Hello, people.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Can we just all agree, let's just not mention the S word for the rest of the time? Unless it gets so bad. Unless it gets so bad that we have to shut it down, let's just all agree that we're not going to do it.
Those words. He said TG. He came in here and said the words TG.
How about
Would
now?
you stop with the confetti? If they think it's static, stop it. It's not static. Tony's from.
It's not static. It was me standing off screen before that. This mic is so you can hear Jesse typing. You can hear her moving. You could probably hear him going like this. It's just, it'll be fine. So let's just not talk about it anymore. Because it is what it is. How's everybody doing today? Did it get cloudy outside? It looks
Yeah,
like
it
it's
got
not
much-
sunny anymore.
much cooler.
And I don't like it. And it's been really nice the last few days. I got to play golf the other day because it's been so nice. Oh my gosh.
That wasn't me. That was Jesse.
That was Jesse screaming. Hooray!
More confetti! More confetti!
More confetti!
Can you do it again?
And can I boom it again? We gotta
Yeah, we gotta do it again for the next goal.
Till we achieve more confetti. Say,
It's Moana.
I am Moana.
Aw.
You have your necklace on too. The camera's over there, honey. The monitor being here where she can see herself just really confuses her. It's you gotta look that way.
This is like that GIF. Isn't there a GIF with the dude with the confetti where he's like looking in the camera and he's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you want me to come back over here? Do you want to see yourself more? When we are setting up the home studio for the Imperfect Storms podcast or one of the VIP lives or like the YouTube member exclusives, Navy Thunder absolutely loves getting the lights on, getting the camera turned on, and seeing herself in the TV in that studio. She loves it, loves it, loves it. Okay, kiddo. We're going to let Tony talk.
anyway,
You going back to the couch?
she's a more fabulous. Yeah, I know. I don't have the exact the GIF where he throws the confetti. Real Broad said it needs to be more fabulous, like more fabulous,
You need sparkly confetti.
fabulosity. I don't know how we're pronouncing that word. Would make another cake. Yeah, the cake thing is kind of. Why wouldn't you just buy a cake to be the smash cake? Why would you ask your sister to make a very nice cake and then with the sole purpose of destroying it? Like, go buy a $5 cake from Walmart and smash it. Who cares? That's my official
You know
feedback.
those cheap frozen Pepperidge Farm cakes?
Yeah.
I used to love those things.
Hold up. I did not think that's where you were going with that. I thought you were going to say, get one of the frozen cakes as the smash cake,
Oh, yeah.
but don't thaw it.
No, I was like, no, you have to thaw it.
So somebody you smash their face into it, it's just like, it was like a brick. You're like,
You can follow.
What is this,
What did I got something on my hat? You can follow at Tony Spark _, but there's really no point. I don't post anything. I forget to post. I thought about making a TikTok when I was golfing the other day, but I didn't. So, but you can follow at Tony Spark _ if you would like. Hope everybody's weather's warming up. Oh no, I don't have a lot to contribute today. Oh, she said it was on my hat. I didn't know where it was on my hat.
And then I flipped it again and it went to your shirt.
It's always
I think
the
we're good.
red ones are messed up.
The red ones are
Okay,
always-
guys, bye. Enjoy the rest of this. I made that. In there. Did you see that?
I don't think it went in.
Like it's this green one right here. I just flipped it in there.
So he's so excited because he made a piece of confetti in the plastic container that we hold the extra confetti in that we put in the Wheel of Thunder winter packages, which, by the way, we are doing Wheel of Thunder spins in VIP today. We're doing extra spins since we didn't do them on the makeup stream, which was on Friday. But he was so excited because he thought he threw a piece of confetti and it like floated and landed in there. Candy Thunder's first response is, I don't think you made that.
I'm in a
Every
salty
party
mood.
needs a pooper.
I'm in a salty mood.
You're salty.
I'm a salty.
I'm sorry. Hey, we hit the paper crane goal. Look at you guys. You've unlocked the spicy story with candy feedback. Hey, yo. Can I get a gift list for that? We'll get some thanks going. I'll dive right into that spicy story for you.
It's not gonna be. My feedback won't be spicy. It'll be salty.
Your feedback's not... Excuse me, confetti. She said her feedback's not going to be spicy today. It's going to be salty.
I don't know what that means.
Pray for me. And the number one spot for hitting the paper crane goal here is Kathleen Hans at 2.8K. Heck yeah, thank you. Then Stefan Technicolor at 2.5K. You guys are duking it out up there, and I gotta say, I love it. Thank you guys. Bailey Chapman at 990, the number 3 spot. Hell yeah, thank you. And then Cake the Rogue, Jen here, Ross Chick, 89, Celestial Tumblers, Trisha G, Joanne Butthead, Cheeky Island Girl, Real Broad Zuba, Jerry Lee Go Forth, Elise Kutch, Sunita Budu, Michelle My Bell, Lady Dark Rin, and Melcy Jane.
Saltwater taffy.
Saltwater taffy? Saltwater taffy candy?
Do you like saltwater taffy? Are you a saltwater taffy?
Cotton candy, saltwater.
Saltwater taffy is fantastic. Yeah, cotton candy from Silver Dollar City, from the actual toffee or from the actual taffy place where they make it. There,
I
not
prefer the homemade.
not the after stuff that's all like hard as a rock.
Yeah.
You prefer the homemade taffy?
Oh yeah, the one they make there at Silver Dollar City.
Yes, it's fantastic. Donna Johnson with the $2 said, "You go, Candy." There you go. And we're at 9 of 10 now on the YouTube side as well. Thank you. All right, I'm setting the new goal up, and I'll dive right into our spicy story that we have just unlocked. New one is gonna unlock Sharkhead and Caden and confetti. He'll show you his awesome shirt. Sharkhead, confetti, Caden. All one word. Perfect.
Is it gum?
Gum?
The salt with Phoebe when she. Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
yeah,
Can I
it's
have
like-
another?
Taffy, it does kind of exist between all things.
Yeah.
All right, we are going for Tiny Dinies. Risa dropping the 2 says, I'll bring the tequila candy. And there we hit our 10, which was a spicy story and confetti. So we're going to go into spicy story number 1. And do we have 2?
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll do spicy number 2. Spicy, back to backs. Here we go. All right. Tater, you're on feedback for this one. So
Yes, I'm.
just alerting you ahead of time. So, you know,
Okay.
you pay attention there in the back of the
I
class.
was looking at Phoebe's quote for saltwater.
Joanne Harrison dropping the 5 on the YouTube side says saltwater taffy is awesome.
You set a new goal on YouTube.
I have not. I will do that.
It's She said, "Is it gum? Is it a food?"
Is it gum?
What's with the
Is it a
strap?
food?
Oh, that's nice. Can I have another?
Okay, I'm going to start a new one on the YouTube side. We're going for 15 super chats, and that will unlock the astronaut helmet.
Might be occupied.
It is a little occupied at the moment, but that's okay. I'll show everybody. Have you freeze dried taffy? No, Sean, I have not. Sounds interesting though. All right, spicy story number 1. Here we go. I can't press buttons, so I can't even do the spicy intro here. Hey, it's Dusty Thunder with another story for you. This one's a spicy one, and it's a follower submitted spicy story. Why am I scared? Like, why does that scare me? The fact that it's a follower submitted story and a spicy story? Why does that make me nervous?
When it's a follower submitted spicy story, we call them salty. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Maybe that's my brain thinking follower submitted like spicy story. I don't know. Title of this one is Am I the Astronaut for Doing Intimate Therapy Behind My Wife's Back for the Better Part of Our Entire Marriage? Based on title alone, what do you think? I'll read that again, because my brain hasn't even accepted it yet. Am I the astronaut for doing, in quotation marks, intimate therapy behind my wife's back for the better part of our entire marriage?
What the fuck is intimate therapy? 'Cause it's
Intimate therapy, sounds like sex therapy to
that's
me.
exactly what it sounds.
So he's going to sex therapy and not
I'm also going to
telling his partner.
the follower, just keep your hand down.
Oh, okay. So at the urging of Tony Spark, since this is a follower submission reminder, OP, if you're in chat, it is recommended that you not claim this story. That's the warning Tony Spark has given us.
So I don't know what intimate therapy is. I don't
Also,
know what intimate therapy is.
I'm wondering how literal OP is being with the behind my wife's back part.
I think if you do anything behind your right, like it's not good. Like your automatic ask on like.
Well,
There's a very literal version of behind your
Okay.
wife's back.
That's not what I meant.
welcome to my life. Because that's how we're
Like buying a truck, behind your wife's back. That wouldn't be.
Jennifer Nunn, you've heard of cuddle therapy. Ask on one, ask on two. Title alone, ask on one. I think you're right there. I'm gonna go ask on one on this. It's the behind my wife's back for the better part of our entire marriage. And you know what? Even the way the title is worded here makes it sound like OP knows that it's wrong. Right? Behind my wife's back for the better part of our entire marriage. Those are the words of somebody who is accepting that they've done something wrong. But we'll see. Won't we? Hello, Dusty. Longtime lurker, and I have to say, I do appreciate your takes on a few of these stories. A few. Okay. And I've been dealing with an internal conflict that I think I could use your advice on. Now, I was hesitant to write this in because I felt that people would see the title and judge harshly, instantly condemning me to be an asshole without having an open mind. But please, let me plead my case first. Okay. Rough start, but respect, OP, because you're already addressing that based on title alone. Yeah, you seem like a pretty big asshole. I, 44 male, have been married to my wife, Angela, 40 female, for 12 years, together for 15. We never had any kids because Angela has a medical condition that prevents her from being able to become pregnant and also makes being intimate together difficult, which at first I didn't mind at all. But as time went on, I felt that I was becoming a bit frustrated with my wife, and that frustration started to seep out in the form of resentment towards her. I started fights, insulted her, threw out her things, and stopped cleaning. None of those are good. I was going through an extremely difficult time, and I shouldn't have acted out in the way that I did. But when I tried to explain to my wife the reason that I was acting out because she was withholding sex, she acted shocked and upset, and it caused a massive rift for months. This was all in the first couple of years of our marriage. I think the withholding word here is a bit conflicting because there's a medical condition that prevents her from, or complicates it, right? So it's not, well, I don't know what the details of their situation are, but it seems it was withholding in OP's eyes. So, sensing that the issue wasn't going anywhere, I apologized and told her that I would be starting therapy, which helped us reconcile. I did start therapy, just a different kind, an intimate therapy concept that I had heard about from my friend Sarah at work, an IT company. A way for frustrated individuals to recenter themselves, something Sarah used herself. She told me that it would be good for my relationship and could help me with some of the anger and resentment I had been feeling. Sarah offered to be my intimate therapy support if I would be hers. Is that like the business title of Fuck Buddy? Intimate therapy support?
Absolutely.
That's like
We're starting an affair.
No, that's
He's
what
my
you would-
sex therapy sponsor.
Intimate therapy support person is what you would put on your LinkedIn profile.
Intimate therapy support person. That's your LinkedIn title.
Yeah, that's the LinkedIn title for
AKA Fluffer. Okay, now we agreed explicitly that this was not a cheating situation or emotional in any way so as to avoid affair confusion, so we made it transactional. Oh yeah, it's Fuck Buddy. I paid $150 for each therapy session. Whoa,
No, that's just sex.
hold on!
That's just sex work.
This is no longer an arrangement of mutual benefit. This is you paying for it.
Your coworker.
Yeah. Your coworker is also your dealer at this point. These therapy sessions were genuinely just for me to help recenter myself so that I would stop taking my anger out on Angela and could be a better husband. I mean, you have to admire like the entrepreneurship of the coworker a little bit.
She smelled desperation.
She's like, look, this is the definition of having your cake and eating it too, ladies and gentlemen. The intimate therapy sessions with Sarah went on for a solid few years, and I did notice a change in my behavior and attitude, and so did Angela. She even made comments about how I had become more relaxed and kinder over the first several years of our marriage. And I considered telling her about my therapy, but I didn't want to risk her not understanding and sacrifice everything I had worked so hard to build and stabilize. Sarah ended up transferring and moving across the country. And so for some time, I decided to try and go without any therapy, but I could feel my anger boiling back up anytime my wife said or did anything, and it was incredibly cruel for me to subject someone to that. So I went and found another woman, who we'll call Sophia. Sophia and I hit it off, and after I explained my marriage and my intimate therapy usage, we began seeing each other regularly. Again, Sophia and I explicitly agreed that this was not for the sake of an affair, but only to help us both recenter. But after Sarah, I stopped paying unless they asked because times got hard. So
Not all that.
I had in my mind after reading this paragraph, I was like, okay, I was like, maybe OP's one fallback here is to be able to say like, look, if I'm paying you for it, it's not cheating. But then he's like, after Sarah, I stopped paying unless they asked, which means there were multiple after Sarah. So this is like a multi-provider kind of thing, because times got hard. You know, it's a recession. What are you going to do?
Well, sometimes you gotta find a better therapist for you. You just
Sometimes you got to shop around. You know what I mean? Like what? There were a few other girls that I did this with over the past few years too, with the arrangement staying consistent throughout, but over the past year, I've been feeling what you could classify as guilt for keeping this from my wife for so long.
You don't say.
It could generally be classified as maybe within the category of something adjacent to guilt. I love my wife, and everything I've done, believe it or not, was truly for the sake of our marriage, even if most would call this an unconventional approach. The reason I've been hesitant about writing it or telling my wife is because I'm not sure if other people will really have an open enough mind to understand my intimate therapy concept, and I'm hoping that you have a big enough mind to be able to digest it in the way that I do. And my therapy partners have. They digested it, for sure. Who have all seemed to understand in their own ways. And am I in the wrong to continue to do this without telling my wife? And if you decide that I'm wrong for not telling her, but I am NTA for my own NTA for my therapy, how would you go about telling her while keeping her calm and accepting of my situation? I hope to hear your best. I can't tell you the number of times while reading this that I just straight up forgot that this was a follower submission, but then would remember and would be like, oh shit. Okay. Regardless of your approach for a therapeutic release, regardless of whatever it is that you use, withholding it from your wife this whole time makes you a giant asshole. Okay, you've approached this with two different angles here at the end, and I'd like to point something out. You say, am I wrong if I continue to do this without telling my wife? And then you say, and if you decide that I am wrong, but I'm NTA for my therapy, how would you go about keeping her calm? So I don't think you're NTA for your therapy. Not because of what it is. You do you. Okay? But you do you with your partner, the person that's on your team, with their agreement, with them moving that direction with you. You do this as a team. You do not do something that moves in the complete opposite direction and just proves that you don't want to do life with this person. You want to do life your own way, and you have this person not say shit about it. That's what you want. That's not doing life with someone. That's not being on a team. That's not loving. That is not a marriage. You have a concealed arrangement right now. And I think you're the asshole for all of it. Tater? Thoughts? I'm so glad that you were assigned feedback for this story. Well done, Tony Spark. What say you here?
Do you smell that? Like, it smells like straight up bullshit. That this guy has just been like
Smells like a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zelda, perfect. The trash panda.
He's just spoon feeding himself this fucking bullshit that he's like, no, it's for the betterment of my family. I'm doing all this. No, you're a big, stinky fucking cheater. That's all you are. If you're sticking your dick in something else and the person that you're with doesn't know about it, you're a fucking cheater. You're a cheater. That's it. Bottom line, this isn't therapy. This is you wanting an orgasm and having it and apparently paying for it, which you should probably be paying for therapy and probably let your wife go.
We calls it therapy.
This is not therapy.
Intimate therapy.
This is not therapy. This is an affair. This is the opposite of therapy. I don't think there's any therapist in the world that would condone this happening.
Aquarius Al says, wait until he finds out about his wife's intimacy therapist. Probably isn't going to be so understanding of that, I wouldn't think.
No, and this, like, I understand that they have intimacy issues, but he knew that going into this relationship. Like, he knew what he was in for by marrying who he chose to marry. And then to do this, and do this for the majority of their relationship, is just... You're a fucking cheater. Like, that's all you are. You're justifying this to your own self because you feel guilty, and you should feel guilty because you're cheating on your wife. And paying for it. I don't know. It's so wrong to cheat on your wife, but it's a whole nother thing to spend. Like, how often are you doing this and to pay $150 every time?
Twice a week.
To have sex? Like, I can't even imagine. Like, I can't imagine living this life and feeling like a sane person with the amount of lies that you've built up in your own mind to justify what you have done. I think I think you need help, and not intimate therapy help. You need, and also, are we just referring to sex now as recentering oneself? Like,
Only if it's with other.
like the release of the chemical hormones that happen, or whenever the release of the chemicals that happen whenever you have sex is called recentered. No. You sound delusional, and you sound like you have drank your own Kool-Aid. And I really, really hope that you let your wife go and let her find someone that can do life with her in the way that she needs. Because this is... and who knows, like, are you using protection? Are you bringing this shit home? Like, are you still intimate with your wife in any way, shape, or form? Because this... there's so many doors that you're opening here, and I feel like you sit on a mountain of lies, and I don't like it.
You smell like beef and cheese.
Beef and cheese.
So, Opie, there are a lot of problems with this, and yes, it is pretty apparent here that you have justified this to yourself enough times to where you believe it. Yeah, and Ellen, to your point here, sex therapy is a real thing, but this is not sex therapy.
No.
This is a self-diagnosis and also self-medication. So you've cooked up this story to justify it to yourself, but you know what? You didn't even know that this was a thing because it wasn't a thing, but you didn't know this was a thing until your coworker who wanted to sleep with you suggested it, and she also made money on the deal. So
You got conned.
You got conned, and it's apparently a long con because
Yeah.
you're even conning yourself after Sarah went and moved. So think about that.
Do you think that so did you like use your health savings account to like fund this? Like your insurance was on board and like you could get that reimbursed through your health, that savings account? I don't know.
The HSA.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was to just take the advice of someone who's like, yeah, let's have sex. It'll recenter you. And then we'll both be great, but also pay me because it's therapy. Dude, take your glasses off. Take the goggles off.
Yeah. There are lots of problems. Okay. OP, ask on scale
Feel
for
like
all of it.
This might be the only story that we've read where someone has like brainwashed themselves into believing their own bullshit.
Well, we've encountered plenty of people who have bought their own bullshit enough
this is like-
to be indoctrinated into it.
This is like
New
by your
level.
own, by your own BYOB, by your own bullshit, like level of, I don't know. This is a different type of that we've seen before.
Yep.
He's very, stop calling it therapy. You're doing a disservice to actual therapy.
You're doing therapy wrong.
Yeah, this is not it.
So would this be black hole or is this ask on one?
I'd say ask on one.
Okay.
But that's just me.
There's something.
We ain't gonna push it, but that's what we.
There's something that really needs to be explored in therapy for him that goes into why he thought this was okay. He thought it was okay enough to keep doing, but knew it was wrong enough to keep hiding. So there are two different kind of parallel but opposite actions being taken here at the same time, and like he knew it was wrong, but felt that it was right too. So like this needs to be a therapy deep dive. I do agree that letting your wife go so that she can at least not be deceived, and even if she's alone, like not being deceived and alone is way better than being half with someone. So I think that would be an honorable way to go, at least. Honor. Yeah, try that one. It's different. Ask on one.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I have all kinds of buttons I would like to push for this, but I'm not allowed to. I'm not allowed. EO said he's blaming his wife's condition to do it, and he is to a certain degree, which is even more gross. I got to catch up on some supers on the YouTube side here. I know I've missed a bunch of them. Bay Fox dropping the 10 says, I was cheated on when I was 20. He said it was for my sake because I wasn't ready to have sex yet. The reasons don't matter. It hurts to be cheated on. I did it for you, okay? As you walk in on him, he's like, I'm doing this for you. And I'm gonna finish. And Bracker dropping the 5. OP is somewhere doing his best impression of that Homer Simpson backs into the bushes meme. I don't think so. And thank you for the super, by the way. I don't think, because OP, and maybe OP's in chat. I do not think it'd be a great idea to claim this, but you do you, boo-boo. Based on the story that we got, I think OP is cemented enough in their worldview that what I say isn't gonna change that. I think it's going to take losing everything to even begin to suspect that their worldview might be off and might be a little bit self-harming. Risa, dropping the 5, said, I have an open relationship due to my health and it's my choice, but you, sir, are a cheater and an ask on one. Bingo. If this is something like you do you on therapy, like what you need to do for you, as long as you and your partner are together on that and you're in agreement on it, cool. Deceiving your partner and then pretending like you're justified is a juxtaposition here. I don't think you can do those two things simultaneously. Subeka dropping the 2 says Candy's glasses give me the Clark Kent vibes. Yeah. She is Superwoman. Always. Yoko dropping the 10. OP, you're a straight up cheater. Full fucking stop. Shame on you for loving your wife by cheating on her for years and calling it therapy. Shame on you. Your wife deserves so much better. Agreed. Very much so. Beyond dropping the 5. Stinky, revoked from the storm, denied entry, DFHB rejected, get out. I love it. All caps as well. It's perfect. He's perfect. That's my Penelope Cruz from Vanilla Sky, by the way. He's perfect. Candy Thunder likes that one for some reason. Jessica Kearns with the thumbs up for 10. Beyond, member for 11 months. OP, go ahead and claim the story. We just want to talk. This is a safe space. Donna Johnson with a 2. Cheating pure and simple. Subeka, 2. My mind is not big enough, I fear. I thought about that too. I'm like, well, unfortunately. I'm apparently not open-minded enough for that. Subeka dropping the 2. Blue ball situation? I mean, it seems like it kind of what would have been the excuse in the beginning that started everything off. Jessica Kearns with the 2. Seriously, this is a way of cheating with payments. She was brilliant. Subeka with the 2. That's the legal term. Yeah. Also, Subeka making you think bad thoughts. I'm sorry. Alan dropping the 5. If he loved her, he would leave before she finds out. Don't destroy her with this. She will never trust anybody if she finds out. Okay, good point. Now, letting her go so that she can live a life without being deceived is one thing. But you don't have to, like, torch everything on the way out, because that will do an incredible amount of damage. Which is kind of a weird spot, right? Like, we're saying it's best to deceive her one last time, because the truth will only do forever damage at this point. Helen H with a 2. My birthday is Friday. Have a great vacation. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Risa, I skipped yours. Wait, what? I'll go back.
Speaking of birthdays,
I'll go back.
it's my mama's birthday.
It is your mama's birthday today. Peggy Thunder. Heck yeah, Peggy. Happy gosh heckin' birthday. You're probably not watching this right now, but Peggy, happy gosh heckin' birthday to you. And please help us give some HBD love to Peggy Thunder.
I told her I'd wait till 4:30.
4:30? Oh,
She gets off work.
sorry. I can't scroll up far enough, Risa. I can't scroll up far enough to see past 4:09 p.m. Was it further back than that?
4:29.
Thanks, kiddo. Hey, Cutting K dropped the $2 there. Or maybe I just scrolled past. I'm looking.
Is it I got it. Is it a super?
I got the one about the, I read the one about the open relationship due to health. Is that the one you're talking about? I did get that one. Faux show.
Oh, she said she'll bring the tequila.
Oh yeah, bringing the tequila? Yeah, that was like at the very beginning of the stream. I'm sorry. Hey, we must not be seeing something. HBD Peggy! It is 4:30. We'll just keep saying it. Oh, Risa, gotcha. Yeah, and the point there that you made that I think is great is that if you're in agreement with your partner on it, like, you have to be in agreement. The fact that they're not is the thing that makes this so wrong. And the fact that he's hiding it means that he knows it's wrong, right? Beyond dropping a 5 says, OP, if you're still here for some reason, to reiterate, FUCKYOU. Beyond, making them feelings known. Making them feelings known. Puzzle time. Perfect timing. We'll dive to the next one.
We hit a bunch of goals.
We hit a bunch of goals too. Hey, we hit the goal on the YouTube side.
And the TikTok.
Oh, for the helmet. And the TikTok side, which was Sharkhead and Caden and Confetti. Okay. Let's bring Caden Thunder up. That'll give me a minute to get the helmet on, and then we do have a spicy story to make good on here too. So let's get Caden Thunder up here. We got Sharkhead involved, and then we got the Astronaut helmet involved here too. Holy crap. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't press the button to do the actual intro with the graphics and the music and stuff, but here he is, Caden Thunder.
How did I get here? I don't know. Didn't see it. It's too busy. Spinning, teleporting. It's tiring. It's a tiring process. It takes a lot of energy, a lot of effort. Crunching the numbers, people. Come on.
Did you throw confetti as you
Doing my manual graphics here. I'm doing it all. The live says it's detected inactivity. Too.
Yeah, that was the alert
Okay.
for the puzzle. But
Okay, we're good. Great. Look at my shirt. It's a clown.
That's the shirt.
And a shark.
That's the one.
It's a shark. Yeah, it's a clown shirt. You know how much Dusty loves clowns. So, yeah. Keep practicing. You'll be Star Trek level soon. I sure will. You know me, I'm beaming up.
You gotta put the shark head on. I'll put the helmet on.
They want me to put the shark head on. Just a second.
Shark head.
That's so silly.
It is silly.
Now I am
so silly.
have. Ah!
I opened the fridge at the same time. I thought something.
You kind of died exploding at the
Hi,
moment.
baby.
Shark!
I can still read you. All of you, I'm reading you. Killer Clowns in Outer Space. Yep, you know it. You know what's up.
Hey, I was gonna open this helmet up, but there was someone already inside.
I want the bear one.
You want the bear?
You can't see, but I just did a knee slapper.
see the bear.
Yep, it's me. Are you surprised? My beautiful face is still visible through this red shark mouth right here. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It's nice to see all of you on this beautiful, lovely day. Dusty does not love clowns. Yeah, I'm just reading and spinning, jumping around. Anyways, you guys should
Just don't see Daddy.
You guys should watch Severance too. Have to throw that out there.
I can't see you. You couldn't see me. What about we do it different?
Not entirely sure what's happening. Neither am I. I'm never entirely sure what's happening. But if you were entirely sure what's happening, then life would be all too boring. So, be happy to not know what's going on because there's bliss in ignorance, and
Daddy.
that is, I don't know.
One day, all of this will be yours.
I don't have any peripheral vision right now, so
Looks great.
I don't know what just happened, but I'm gonna hand it back to you now, Dusty Thunder.
All right.
I'm running out of words to say.
Oh, you're trying to put it down? Oh, there you go. Watch your fingers. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, you don't need to put that other one on. You want to show? Well, the confetti was like inside of it.
I
That's
know.
wild.
I know.
Navy Thunder, do you want to show everybody what you look like with the helmet on?
No.
No. You want to come up and say hi? Okay.
Daddy.
Confetti. All right, come here, kiddo. Let's say hi, and then Daddy's got to read another story. Ready? Roar! You're getting heavy. Here we go. Say hi right there.
Hi.
I am Moana. Did you like Moana too?
Yeah.
This morning on the way to school, she's like, Daddy, can you find me a Moana 2 water cup? I'm like, I'm sure we can. And I did a quick Amazon search once we got to school, and the first one that I found was Moana and Simea, her little sister. And she's like, oh, it's perfect. I love you so much.
We talked about this on the podcast last week.
What, spoiling?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't buy it. I just found it.
Oh, okay.
It's in the cart. It's in the cart. It's in the cart. All right, I'm gonna read a story. You throw in some confetti here. Throw this little bit up, and then I'll read a story. Ready? Woo! Nice. High five. Boom. Kiss. Thank you. Mwah. All right, I'll read a story.
Me.
Love the chicken. Hey. There are a couple of scenes in Moana 2 where they do really funny stuff with like Hey's eyes, and I didn't catch it until like the third or fourth time that I watched it. It was wild. JP dropping the 10 said, okay, here's a question. What are the channel family names? You know, Tater thinks she should have her own podcast. Remember the name I suggested, but I don't know anybody else. Okay. The channel family names. Okay, so we've got Tater, of course, Candy Thunder, Tony Spark, you see all the time, aka Ted in his party mode, Caden Thunder, and then the other kiddos that we have, Navy, who you just saw. We've got Kieran, we've got Brady, and we've got Ava as well. So we've got a whole gaggle. And then animals, Oliver, Luna, Aria, who's still not doing better. Confetti, yeah, luckily. I think confetti made it into my tea. Oh no. Okay, we'll dive over to the spicy story here. Oh, we need to. Can I get a gifter list for TikTok?
Yep.
Putting the helmet back up, trying to get set up here so we can read this story. We did hit the tiny diny. Words are hard goal on the TikTok side. I'm gonna give some thanks for that, and then we'll dive into the spicy story.
Did you need to recenter?
Do I need to recenter?
I'm just kidding.
On camera?
It's therapy,
Do I have to pay you?
obviously.
Obviously, she said.
It doesn't count.
Hi, kiddo.
My hands in the bath.
Okay, mommy can help with that, okay?
Yep. Let's go, girl.
All right, in the number one spot for hitting the tiny dinies by a large margin is Bailey Chapman at 5.8K. What? Then in the number two spot, we got AK Mary at 3.3K. And then Charlotte Arnold at 2.7K and Cake the Rogue at 1.3. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And then we also have Ashley Page, Jennifer Jago, Cheeky Island Girl, Elise Kutch, Lady Dark Rin Daisy Desserts, Adventures with Pam, the Chicken Tender. Is that you, Caden Thunder, the Chicken Tender? Jessica Sticklin, United Stores of America, Unorganized Mum, Stefan Technicolor, Nick's Codfish, Jerry Lee Go Forth, and Hazy May. Thank you all so much. Greatly appreciate the love on that. I will get the next one set up, and it will probably be the one that takes us out here. Not takes us out, but takes us, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. This one will unlock Tony Spark feedback. Can we get some feedback? You ever just like, just get that random whiff and you're like, I think I stink? You ever get that? It happens when it's hotter. It happens like, wait, what's going on over there? It's daughter drama going on. I think it happens when it's hotter, but I'm like, man, I think I'm getting kind of sweaty up here. It's about time to turn my tower fan on. She is adorable. No. I will do nothing. I will do nothing. Okay, we'll dive into Spicy Reward Story 22. Ready? Okay. Hi there, it's Dusty Thunder with another spicy story for you. This one is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Just Refusing to Cook for My Wife at This Point? Need some more context for it, but I'm going to go NTA right off the rip here. Stanky. I can feel the heat waves coming off me as well. I think I'm having a hot flash or something. I don't know what's happening. Probably the masks, putting the mask on. Sometimes when I will randomly feel that my ears are red, my ears will feel hot. Even if nothing else on me feels like it's overheating, my ears will just be like, I can tell my ears are red. And right now, like, they feel red. My ears get hot. How do your ears get hot? Like, just that. It's wild. It's wild. Am I the astronaut for just refusing to cook for my wife at this point? I'm going NTA. There's got to be a reason behind it. But we'll find out. Okay. I am 39 and male. My wife Jennifer is 37. We've been married for 8 years and we have 2 children. I work full-time and Jennifer is a stay-at-home mom. She's a wonderful mother to our children, but one thing that she does not like to do is cook. This works out just fine for me as I generally get off work by 4:30 and I happen to be a phenomenal cook. My father was a chef and I've been cooking since I was 10 years old. I also worked as a line cook for several years. Look at that, you guys hit the likes goal. Hey-o. Nice work, TikTok side. All you tippity-tappiters can rest. Rest your digits for a minute. Rest your digits. You know, at some point, 10 years from now, there's going to be like a class action lawsuit. It's like, are you suffering from crippling arthritis in your fingers because you were liking the Dusty Thunder stream? Please don't sue us. We can't afford it. Virtually everyone loves my cooking. When we have company, it gets rave reviews. Our children always ask for seconds. I put a lot into it, and I take pride in my cooking skills. The only person who doesn't like it is Jennifer. She complains endlessly. Too salty, too much pepper, this is undercooked. She also backseat cooks a lot, where I'll end up in the kitchen making something and she won't shut up about what I should be doing differently. The worst part, though, is that she'll frequently insult my cooking and then go get garbage like a Hot Pocket or a frozen dinner from the freezer. Last Wednesday, I made Salisbury steaks with mushroom gravy, cream cheese and mashed potatoes, and roasted asparagus. When I put Jennifer's plate in front of her, she made a disgusted face. She poked at her Salisbury steak for a few seconds and then took the tiniest bite imaginable. She then made an exaggerated retching sound, dramatically threw her fork on the plate, and went to heat up a microwave burrito. Is your wife
Salisbury steak?
Is your wife 15? Because this sounds familiar. I just snapped. I didn't say anything at the time because our children were there, but I was completely done. The next day I made teriyaki bowls with broccoli. Jennifer sat at the table waiting for hers, and I informed her that I was done cooking for her. When she asked why, I told her it's a waste of food and that she should just go have a Hot Pocket. Hot Pocket! Jennifer is furious that I won't cook for her, and she says that instead of giving up, I should have tried a bit harder.
Bish! What?
Let's hoist this up real quick. I think you need to try harder. I think she should just subsist on whatever microwavable slop she likes and stop complaining. Did I escalate too much here? Edit! Thank you for the comments. Unfortunately, people are sending me harassment through private messages, and many of these people come from the same community that has cross-posted this multiple times. I'm going to abandon this Reddit account, although in the unlikely scenario that I post an update, I may use it again. I'm just exhausted from reading comments about how I'm supposedly a terrible father for not making the right food for my children and how my wife must be right about my cooking. I'm no longer reading responses and DMs. Spoiler alert, there's an update.
How could he be making shitty?
I
I
don't.
want a Salisbury steak.
Hello, children. It's Salisbury Steak Day.
I love a good homemade Salisbury steak.
I had a thought here. Like, it'd be interesting to know how old the kids are, because if these really, no matter what the age that the kids are, if they're fine eating it, and your wife is the only person who has a problem with it, like, okay, people have individual tastes. Let's settle that right now. People have individual tastes, and I think when you get married or when you enter a relationship where you want to do life with that person, learning that person's taste is important, because there are certain things that Candy Thunder and I will do if we're preparing food for each other a little bit differently than maybe everybody else's, because maybe since like post-COVID, Candy Thunder can't stand the taste of XYZ, right? I think you adhere to your partner's preferences because you want them to enjoy it, right? But to be backseat cooking the whole time, to just constantly criticize, to just poke at it, make disgusted faces, go get a freaking Hot Pocket instead. Like, these are shitty teenager petty actions, right? This is pettiness that she's approaching this with. And also, it deeply concerns me the standard that she's setting for your kids. What she's teaching your kids right now is okay to do is not okay to do.
That's my biggest problem.
Big problem with that. Also, the only thing I have a problem with here is that you chose to return or to fight pettiness with pettiness. And instead of saying ahead of time, like, look, just so you know, I'm not going to be preparing a portion for you tonight, you waited and let her discover that at the table when she was there waiting for food. Yeah, she deserved it. You didn't have to be petty back. I don't think that achieved anything for you. You know what I mean?
It achieved something for me.
It achieved something for you? You felt vindicated? You're like, yeah.
I felt good.
Pain creates change. It created a little bit more pain, maybe. But I think that's the one thing where, like, you're justified on everything you did here. That was the one extracurricular. That was an elective that you're like, yeah, I'll take that too. That's an add-on. It's the cherry on top. Boop. All for the petty party. Always be petty. Wonder Woman, I'm selective about my food. I cook my own. And there's a good point as well. If you are super selective about your food, you always have the option of making your own stuff. That isn't just a Hot Pocket, right? Updates! About a month ago, I posted here about something that happened over dinner one night. My wife, Jennifer, literally retched at my cooking despite taking the tiniest bite imaginable. After that, I refused to cook for her, which made her very angry. It was this bizarre disconnect between her thinking my food was trash, not fit for a compost bin, but her demanding that I continue making it for her anyway. We didn't address that in the OG post here, but that is a very good point. It's like it's garbage, it's trash, it's slop. But I want you to make it for me. I was hesitant to update because for some reason, beyond my understanding. Bye, Caden Thunder.
Bye.
See you, dude.
Yeah.
Take your clown shirt and you get the hell out of here.
I sure will.
And your clown cup. See, you got your clowns all over the place. I wonder if subliminally he like was attracted to clowns because I have an intense distaste for them. Is that why? Did you do all this just to spite me, boy?
I guess we'll never know.
I was hesitant to update because for some reason beyond my understanding, I received about a dozen hate-filled direct messages after my last post. They were all being sent from users of a parody community of this. I have no idea what I did to make so many people upset, but a lot of people have asked me for an update, so I figured I'd give one. Anyway, the last month has been really eye-opening for me. I had long ago noticed that Jennifer was highly critical of my cooking, but over this time, I've come to realize that she's really critical of just about everything I do. For example, 2 weeks ago, I was walking outside with her. I'm pigeon-toed, and I have been since I was a baby, although it's a lot better now. Jennifer asked why I was walking with my toes pointed slightly in, and when I explained to her that I'm pigeon-toed, she responded in an exasperated tone, "Why don't you just try walking with your feet straight?"
What is wrong with this person?
Why don't you just try living with your bitch switch disengaged?
Jeez.
Yes, thank you. My literal bone issue was just magically cured by your advice. I never realized that the problem to something I've suffered from for nearly 40 years was staring me right in the face. At least now I know if I ever get cancer, I can just get rid of it by deciding not to have it. You see, I never really noticed how critical she is towards me on virtually everything I do. She's just more forward about my cooking. For example, when she walks into my home office, she always crunches up her face in this really displeased way. I don't think she likes the interior, which I designed, because she wants nothing but white and gray in every room in the house. Whenever I try to do the laundry, she'll hear me open the washing machine door and beeline over to the basket. And sorry, I just read that wrong. She'll hear me open the washing machine door and beeline over to backseat me through the whole process. This is coming from a woman who once ruined a $1,500 suit of mine because she thought bleach would be the perfect stain remover, by the way. When I was explaining an issue I had with my colleague to her, she took my colleague's side despite her being objectively in the wrong from an industry standpoint. My wife was adamant though. I must have been the one to screw things up. I'm honestly just exhausted. The criticism of my cooking was the worst, yes, but it really just overshadowed everything else she always found at fault with me on. I tried to have a conversation with her, and naturally she denied doing anything of the sort. Denied ever being rude to me, and even denied retching at my food. She actually tried to gaslight me here. She kept asking me questions like, "When did I do that? Tell me the date." And then she called me a hypocrite for being critical of her. Hijacked the conversation, and eventually stonewalled me. I've come to the realization that I really don't like my wife anymore. She's just a negative person. It makes me sad, but in the next few days, I'm going to ask for a divorce. She's not going to like it, but I've come to realize that when she walks into a room that I'm in, I get anxious about what she's going to say to me. Thank you for all your comments. I apologize if this was long-winded. My marriage is falling apart, and I'm not in the best headspace right now. There's an edit here, but damn.
Dude, that's abuse. Like, being critical of someone at every single turn.
It's emotional abuse.
Emotional abuse, yeah. I mean, she's demeaning him and
Yeah.
belittling him.
And again, like we have to put this through the filter of why is she the way she is, and I'm not gonna go very far out on a limb to say, damn, that whale, Zelda. The whale just scared the hooey out of me. The sound effect from the whale. Splish splash. Thank you so much. Also for the hat and mustache. Plural. I lose my train of thought. The whale. It take my thought with me.
Why she is the way she is.
Why is she the way that she is? And I don't think it's a stretch to assume that she was brought up with a hypercritical parent.
For sure.
Not that it makes it okay, but it provides some context to it. And if she's not willing to address it and try to improve upon that, I think OP is just the punching bag right now for everything. And yeah, that's emotional abuse. And that is something that I don't think anybody can withstand, not without just completely caving. And a lot of people in this relationship, in this type of relationship, because it's out there, of course it's out there. This is a really common thing for somebody to have been brought up with a hypercritical parent and then start treating their spouse like this and not be able to get themselves out of it. I think you just get stuck, right? And they think this is what they deserve, and then they're unhappy, and then they resent them, and then eventually they're indifferent, and that's when things end. He's indifferent now. You think he's at the indifference phase, Tater? Or is he just resenting her at this point?
Yeah, I mean, he's ready for divorce, but I think he's ripped off the Band-Aid at this point.
Ripped off the Band-Aid of indifference or just resentment? Or... Because even if he says he's ready for divorce and he's done, he's still going to go through that process, and we know resentment is here. I don't know if he's to indifference yet, but he's at resentment for sure.
He sees her flaws, and I feel like when you get the ick from flaws, you're done.
Okay. When you get the ick from flaws in your partner instead of trying to understand them or at least accepting them, that's when you're done. Okay, that's fair. Maybe it's a lot easier to get to that point because the icks that you're noticing are the icks that do you harm. right? It's an ick because she's on attack. She's criticizing you. You're the one that pays for this. So it's a lot easier to get there. Hard to come back from there, yeah. Edit. Thanks for all the great advice. I'm getting hate messages from that community again. What
fucking community?
I don't know. And I really don't need this as I have to deal with child custody, divorce, assets, and telling my children that mommy and daddy are going to be separating. It's a really stressful time, and they're mocking me in DMs. So I'm going to stop checking my inbox on this account. I won't be reading any more of your comments. Thanks so much for all the support. Well, at least you can always count on online hate, right? Like, it's got to be one of the most powerful and consistent forces in the universe. Online haters. Like, they're always going to be there. You just accept that. I feel really bad for OP. And OP being at the point where he's at right now and being willing to do life without her is really all you need to know, right? I wonder what her reaction is going to be. And he said she's not going to be happy about it, which, I mean, but is she going to backpedal and start promising to work on herself then, or is she going to keep Sauron's eye upon you and this is all going to be your fault somehow, which isn't a solution path, but I don't know. I'm curious. Haters are probably the wife's friends. Stans are still fans. Not that he doesn't get enough hate from his wife, Ruth. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was like.
Good gravy.
He talks about being demeaned by his
Give the
wife,
guy a break.
and they're like, let's add on more.
I'm like, oh, okay. But also, a $1,500 suit getting bleached. I'm like, bro, you got a $1,500 suit. Like, good job. But also, like, throwing bleach on that thing. Can I throw some bleach on that thing? Like, no.
It feels intentional.
It does feel intentional. That feels like destruction of property. Hey, Chrissy Christmas with the heartbeat. Thanks so much. Lexi, Tammy Lee with the DJ glasses, Zelda with the money gun and a bunch of other cool stuff. Thanks so much. The whale diving and hat and mustaches were very cool. Megan, Black Cat, Tammy Lee, Ruth Jones throwing all kinds of stuff up there too. Zelda dropping all kinds of stuff there. Gabe Owners, Cake the Rogue with all the hand hearts, which were achieved. Holy cow. Which was Tony feedback. Hey, Tony Spock. I'm going to go back to story number 3, and you got feedback, man.
Can I get some feedback?
We got the feedback from Tony. We're doing it. She knew exactly what bleach would do. Dry clean only, boy. Right, exactly, right? It's dry clean only. Of course it is. No, honey, mommy had to shop off the rack. All right, am I story 3? Is that correct?
Read number.
Chi-Chi, yeah. Who washes a $1,500 suit at home?
I
don't know. I've never had one, so I don't know what you do with those.
Either 4 or 6.
4 or 6. 4 or 6. Pig or cow? Pig or cow?
4.
Okay.
I saw this thing that said, we always talk about what led someone to be this way. And it was like, whatever happened to make you the way you are, when you grow up, it's still your responsibility.
For sure. For sure. Yeah. So Candy Thunder's comment here was, we talk about why people are the way they are, like what led them to that point. And she saw a quote that was about whatever led you to the point that you're at, it's still your responsibility to choose today. And I agree with that. And I'm not, whenever we dive into the why and looking at how somebody got to the worldview that they're at, I'm never trying to justify what they're doing. I'm trying to understand where they're coming from and how they see what they see. Not that it's right, not that it's okay to treat people that way, but I'm really trying to understand where people are coming from because, again, I really, truly believe everybody, no matter how shitty their actions are, believes they're doing the right thing for their motives. However fucked up that is. Like, everybody believes they're doing the right thing based on their worldview. It's wild.
Yeah, it's just something we talk about a lot. And so I saw that quote. I need to find the actual quote.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. You don't launder suits, period. You work in the business, Wonder Woman. Yeah, I had to get a new one to get fitted for a new one after dropping a bunch of weight whenever I was emceeing that chamber banquet that I emceed. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. My gosh. And that's like, yeah, that's my suit. That's it. All right. Here we go. We have an AITA story for you, and the title of this one is, Am I the Astronaut for Getting Girlfriend and I Evicted Because of Me Footing Most of the Rent? I don't think landlords kick you out because you pay most of the rent. There's a what?
There's a word that's mentioned that might be a trigger warning, but it doesn't.
Oh, okay. There's a word mentioned that might need a trigger warning, but we'll see. Is it footing?
Hold on, let me ask you.
Hold on. Okay. We're Nancy, yeah, pick her cow. That was a Grey's Anatomy thing. Sorry. It was Grey's. Am I the astronaut for getting girlfriend and I evicted because of my footing most of the rent? Okay, I'm guessing, just saying this potentially goes in the direction of like him refusing to pay for either the remaining portion or there's some kind of power play involved here, or she's trying to take advantage of him, or his girlfriend trying to take advantage of him and him refusing to, which is just a boundary issue. So I don't really freaking know. You know what I'm gonna do though? First time I'm gonna use this one today. Where'd it be? Where did it go? It was hiding from me. ESH. ESH. Did Ava fall asleep?
No, she's good. We just can't get her attention. She has selective hearing.
There's people falling asleep over here. You might have been hearing me shuffling around a bunch of paper and confetti. A bunch. I'm going to ESH. What do you think?
Okay.
Nope, no cord hitting the mic. Nothing has changed. Like literally nothing has changed. There have been, it's been a driver issue that just sometimes just decides to flip out. But I'll keep doing some troubleshooting. But if we're good now, let's rock and roll. Okay. Title of this one is, we read that, Am I the Astronaut for Getting Girlfriend and I Evicted Because of Me Footing Most of the Rent? I went ESH. Let's dive in. I've never used Reddit, first time poster. I'm at a loss as I'm writing this, so please bear with me. I'm 30 male, my girlfriend is 27. We've been together for 6 years, lived together for 4. We're not married, but it's been the plans as she's the love of my life. When my girlfriend and I first started living together, we were both working full-time and rent was no issue. Since last year, she has started nursing school full-time, so bills have changed. We sat down and had an agreement on bills once she started her program. She pays $450 for a car and a utility bill, while I foot the $900 rent. I don't have a car, so she's who gets me to work and back on top of her schedule. She's only working twice a week while I'm full-time. As of January, I started having some issues with work and was slowly paying what I could per month. I got an eviction notice but kept making small payments to avoid having to go to court. I also told the apartment office to only call me on updates because I didn't want my girlfriend freaking out about everything while in school. Oh. So you guys live together and you're getting evicted and you didn't tell her. That's different. I thought payment by payment would work and I failed. Girlfriend answered the door last week while getting ready for school and the landlord told her we needed to be out within 4 hours. It was the worst way for her to find out and I'm kicking myself for hiding this from her. We had a full apartment to pack up and she was devastated. Not to mention my girlfriend had to miss a week of clinicals and now we are living out of a hotel because of me. We recently had a miscarriage, her mom passed away 6 months ago, and her whole family hates me after I plan on proposing this summer. Wow. I mean, she's got to just be feeling rock bottom. I had a very strong connection with her family, but not anymore, and she cries that the trust is gone, and this could have been avoided had I told her. She also found out from the rental office that we missed court, and with her having frequent background checks in her program, it makes it that much more unforgivable. She's a total wreck right now, and I can't even get up in the mornings. No, she can't. She's a total wreck right now and can't even get up in the mornings. And she feels like I've ruined her life, but half of me wishes she could have worked more to help me out, but with her schedule, it wasn't doable. I know this was wrong, but am I the astronaut? Fully? Yeah, fully. 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 But you know who gets to talk to you about this?
No, you give your feedback first.
Oh, you want me to give some feedback first? Okay. Yes, fully. The fully thing is like, I know it was wrong. But am I an asshole? Like fully? Yeah, you're full asshole here, bro. I understand not wanting to have hard conversations. but you pick your pain here, right? The pain of having an awkward conversation would have been much smaller than the pain of this. And when you choose not to tell somebody something, you are choosing your pain. You're choosing to punt that pain until it snowballs and becomes something huge. Eat your frog, right? The pain of an uncomfortable conversation is always going to be less than the pain of the potential outcome when that hits the fan. And if nothing else, you've learned that you're not mature enough to be able to have a relationship. It takes a level of maturity to be like, hey, we have a problem. We need to fix it. Like, I need help. You were trying to do it on your own, and asking for help would have been showing some kind of weakness in your eyes, maybe. So you held on to this and just let it snowball and snowball and snowball. Where did that get you? Now it's a woulda, coulda, shoulda. Don't wait next time. Like, let your partner know if there is a problem as soon as possible. That way you can start tackling it together, because we can't tackle everything ourselves. Some things are too big for just one of us to do. It sucks. We're human. Being human sucks. But yeah, fully. Tony Spark, come on over. Tell us, do you think OP is fully the asshole? Fully? But fully, though? Or halfy? Hi, baby girl.
I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad.
You didn't think it was that bad?
No, I think that I think on one side of it, I don't think he wasn't maliciously trying to hide things from her. I think in his mind, he was trying to relieve stress from her. Trying all these things that have happened in their lives has made her life very stressful and very tough. She's got to go to school. She's going through nursing. She's doing all this stuff. So I think in his mind, he thought, hey, I'm going to keep this off of her plate because it's just a lot and she doesn't need to deal with it and I can handle it. And then, like Dusty said, I think it just started to snowball and then it got out of control and then he lost control of the situation. And then it was like, oh shit, now we're in this situation because of me. The whole not going to court thing, yeah, that's not great. And now it's screwed. It's messed with her career potentially and all of those things. And like, it's really, really bad. And you've now lost all the trust that you ever had with her. And how can you move forward in this relationship and get married and do all that stuff without that trust? Like, that's all gone now. Fully. Yeah, fully. You fucked that up. But I don't think he wasn't trying to deceive her to do things behind her back. Like, that's not what he was trying to do. Like, he in his mind thought he was helping and then it got out of control. He had terrible communication. But again, if you're going to get married to this person, like, you have to be able to communicate everything with them and you need to be honest and open with them, and he wasn't, and that's where it came back to bite him. Like, yeah, he said it wasn't doable for her work schedule and all of that, but if he would have said, hey, listen, we're in a situation, like, what can we work on together to figure this out so we don't lose where we're living? But he didn't do that. And so he's the entire problem was just not being open and communicating about it, because I guarantee you, would it have sucked for her? Probably, but there might have been a chance that she could have picked up extra work and worked more and made some extra money, and maybe they could have come up with a plan for him to maybe work a little more and try to work on it together instead of him trying to shoulder it all on himself and thinking, and then ended up making the situation worse.
She probably knows somebody who needs some intimacy therapy sessions, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, he fully ended up being the asshole.
Fully?
Because he didn't, I mean, you got to be on it. I get what he was doing. And that may be the unpopular opinion. Like, I get what he was doing. He was trying to, like, all of that stuff that happened in the last, what did he say, 6 months or a year? Yeah. Like, all this terrible stuff. He's thinking maybe I can just make life a little easier for her not having to worry about this. But
you can't.
And then it just snowballed, and then he lost control, and it got out of control, and it all screwed up. Yeah. Exactly, because he didn't communicate with her, so she didn't think anything was wrong, so there wasn't any reason to have to figure out a plan or how they can.
She freaking brushes her teeth and opens the door.
Yeah, 4 hours, get out. Yeah, I mean, now you've turned everything upside down. You guys are homeless, and like now you've lost all the trust with your partner. Like, yeah.
Too late for you. you and your white horse to come around.
Too late to apologize.
Yeah, he's fully the asshole there.
Fully.
Yeah. And again, if you're going to marry this person, you should be able to know that if you're in a situation and in trouble, like your partner will help you. Like you guys are supposed to help each other. That's how life works. That's how that's going to work. And the fact that like, for some reason you felt like you couldn't bring it to her, I don't know why. Like, I don't know if it's you're the man and you're supposed to figure this stuff out. I don't know if that's the issue, but for some reason you felt like you couldn't be honest with her in the situation that you were in. And maybe he felt guilt for being in this situation too.
Pride.
Like that. Yeah.
Pride.
Yeah.
So you know, like it feels emasculated because it's failure, and like failure for a man in a relationship is a really tough thing to accept, right?
Yeah.
And having to have this conversation and be like, "Hey, I failed to do what I said I would do and provide."
It was going down.
Keeps going.
It was going up. That's funny.
It's embarrassing. Like it's an embarrassing thing for him, and he doesn't know how to communicate things that embarrass him or that he's ashamed of. And I think that's a common male problem, or just a common human problem, but more so with dudes because you know we're not brought up to learn to talk about our feelings. The only person who was trying to teach us how to speak and know our feelings was Mr. Frickin' Rogers when we were kids. Otherwise, it was all like Transformers and G.I. Joes and stuff. And you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's tough to communicate about something you don't understand, and this shame muddied the waters for him. And I understand he felt like he was paralyzed by it, but you don't have a choice. And having those tough conversations with your partner when you're in you've gotten both of you in a shit position and you don't know how you're going to get out, like it has to be a conversation. It sucks. Don't think it's not going to suck, but you know what? It sucks less than what happens when you don't talk about it. Yeah. Because that's what happens. You lose everything.
Said he's not ready to get married. Yeah, I mean, you're not ready to get married if you're not going through a major situation, a life-affecting situation, and you can't talk about it with your partner. Like, that's a problem.
Yeah. Yep.
So. Yeah. Bye, guys.
Tony Spark, ladies and gentlemen, Zelda, I caught that dragon crown. I was like, what in the heck is on my head over there? Got your Spider-Man moves going on there. He's Spider-Man. Seems very immature. I think it's something you learn. It's trial by fire. Damn.
Trial by fire.
I almost made it through this without some real bad words or hard moments, but there it is. No, where did he go? Esplenda. She was still looking for you. He'll be in VIP. Don't worry. For a minute. It's a tough position. I understand. Like but this is also one of those year one relationship communication things, and it was on Imperfect Storms recording last night. I think we decided that the year one kind of communication gauntlet for a relationship starts when you move in together. Maybe not necessarily year one of marriage. It's year one of moving in together, where you are forced to have awkward conversations. You are forced to learn how to troubleshoot, how to problem solve. You are forced to start acting as a team and making less decisions, not make decisions alone that affect the two of you. Those are things you learn whenever you live together during that first year. And it's a gauntlet. It is a trial phase for sure. But this is something that he hopefully has learned his lesson on. I don't know that there's any saving this relationship, but hopefully he knows better in the future and can start working on being able to communicate those things. It is tough. It's tough. Together for 6, fundraising Barbie. Hey, yo, there you go. Have you been watching Captain Underpants? Har for hair? No, I haven't. Not that I know of. Just words are hard. Words are just hard. All right, I'm going to attempt to play some music as we take ourselves out here. And I don't mean take ourselves out. I mean in the show, and transition over to VIP. We will be doing the VIP stream here in about 15-20 minutes for you VIPs on the YouTube and TikTok side, members of the Storm and members of the Caden Thunder crew. Heck yes. Next live is going to be Wednesday, March 19th. No live this coming Sunday. We're going to be in Arizona having some unplugged time. Be sure to subscribe on the YouTube side. There's going to be lots of new content dropping while we're gone. We recorded a bunch of offline stories for members only stuff and for non-members only stuff. We did record the Imperfect Storms last night. That is going to drop on the 23rd, so that'll be after we come back. But there's all kinds of good stuff that'll be waiting for you even while we're gone. VIPs will see you in 10 to 15 here. There is an episode of Thunder and Spark out there that dropped this past Sunday.
Stolen Thunder featuring Even.
Stolen Thunder featuring even Tony Spark. It dropped this past Sunday. If you haven't watched it yet, definitely plan on giving that a watch and a listen. Also, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And some thanks here to catch up. Nancy dropping the marshmallow high for 100 joules on the YouTube side. Donna Johnson with the floating heart. Thank you so much for that. Megan Keck with the hearts me. Steffi XX with the heart puffs. Zelda with the rock star. Jenny with the ice cream cone. Zelda with the dragon crown. Isaiah Haynes with the heart me. A Robertson with the heart me as well. Jenny with the ice cream cone. Kirsten, not Kristen. I got it that time, girl. I got it. Not so shy. Not so shy Medusa. Med USA. Really? I'm going to bust those two words up. Not so shy Medusa. Med USA. Come on. Zelda with the Sage the Smart Bean. And also, join the Gosh Heckin' fam, Zelda. Love to have you here. You're going to be able to join the VIP live here in about 15 minutes, by the way. Steph is here. CF Pelletier, author. Steph is here with the heart me there too. Not so shy Medusa. In the Gosh Heckin' fam now as well. Was it Sharni? Hands?
Yeah, Sharny.
Sharni? Okay. Whew. I'm starting to get it right. We're on a good roll here. Chrissy Christmas, Lexi, Tammy Lee, Zelda with a money gun there, Megan, Black Cat, Zelda again, Ruth Jones, Gabe Owners, Cake the Rogue, helping us hit that hand heart goal. Thank you guys so much for the love. Y'all are amazing. We'll see you here shortly in VIP. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.